Just me and my crew. Y'all, just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. You know how we do, you know how we do. I got the sauce, I got the moves. I pull up, I'm ballin', I'm flexin', I'm coolin'. Just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. Y'all, just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. You know how we do, you know how we do.
You know how we do. You know how we do. Just me and my crew. Me and my crew. You know how we do. You know how we do. Just me and my crew. Me and my crew. You know how we do. You know how we do. You know how we do.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, I'm about to turn it up. Yeah. It's lit. Hey, here we go. I got the sauce. I got the moves. I pull up, I'm ballin', I'm flexin', I'm coolin'. Just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. Y'all, just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. You know how we do, you know how we do. I got the sauce. I got the moves. I pull up, I'm ballin', I'm flexin', I'm coolin'. Just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. Y'all, just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. You know how we do, you know how we do.
I've been smoking, I've been drinking, I've been rolling, I've been leaning, living life like it's a dream. Need a bad bitch on my team. Where this chick I'm going home with, smoking like a locomotive. Throw it back, watch me control it. Party to the early morning, cause I need that. Just a little turn up, just to relax. Now I don't know that chick, check her whole facts. She the type to spend the night and take the whole bag. We in a big ass house on every floor, man. No, we just getting high for the low. Got a dub for the smoke and a pool full of hoes. No, we doing the most. Got to fuck with the program. And now I miss my plug playing phone tag. In the kitchen with these women playing grab ass. Ain't worried about shit but my goals. And my line for the code if you're stuck at the gate, fam. But you gon' need a case of beer or some bucks like that. At least some hoes to get up in here. Cause nigga, this shit jump and roll up or something. Give me shots of the Belvedere.
I got the sauce. I got the moves. I pull up, I'm ballin', I'm flexin', I'm coolin'. Just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. Y'all, just me and my crew. Just me and my crew. You know how we do, you know how we do. I got the
Damn.
Hey, what up, y'all?
Me too, nigga.
Y'all let me know if the sound is good, but welcome to another episode, Words with KB. I am KB, and we got the usual suspects in the building. We got my man Basic Logic to my left.
Yerp.
We got my man Mr. Keith over here.
Hey, a.k.a. Brother Keith, a.k.a. Crowded Knowledge, C Knowledge,
I'm gonna use this
Instagram,
shit
Twitter.
here. All right,
What
y'all
the-
watch
what's
this
that on
shit.
your hat, bro? Okay,
Airplane mode.
okay, I like that.
Y'all
That's
look
dope.
at this shit.
And
Shit set up.
we got a okay. Look at
that's
you using them, your shit.
Like, what they do?
No, niggas still ain't wipe my mic off, nigga.
we got a special guest in the building, man. We go back.
Yeah,
that was
man.
like 2009ish,
Yeah, man.
right?
That's back when I was a thug.
Oh, that was okay. All right, we didn't know.
Thug nasty, nasty,
That's
thug.
right. Thug nasty.
Ian uncomfortable already.
Hey, Ian. I got that
Oh,
thug in
glad
love.
How does it
Oh, I forgot. Hey, bro, you go turn the air on, man. This I forgot to put the air on. It get hot up in this motherfucker. So we got Christian in the
Yeah,
building.
man.
Is that
Yeah,
okay to
yeah.
call you Christian, man?
Of
Some
course,
people got
man.
aliases and shit.
Nah.
You know
I'm
what I'm
Christian.
saying?
Yeah, it's all good. I already came out now, so.
Yeah, there
Fuck
it
it.
is. So
Yeah.
this is the coming out episode. So this is our boy from 2009ish. That's when we met, man. We frat brothers.
Yeah,
Phi Beta
man.
Sigma in this thing. Everybody at Sigma's up in this bit. We used to get into a lot of arguments back in the day.
We
What they
did.
arguments of?
Listen, I don't know, man. You know, I was young and
He
skinny.
listen, that's what the thing. He was young. He skinny. He got thick now. But
Thick?
Oh,
What is going?
Hey,
Mike's
shout out,
out.
if you're in the comments tonight, today we're gonna play the pause game. Every time there's a comment tonight that should be a pause,
Okay.
take a shot.
Hashtag pause.
That's what we doing.
I'm just saying
That's
that's the
what he
game.
doing?
That's the game for tonight.
All right. Everybody done got a little thicker.
No, but that is an important time to recognize because I feel like y'all was my squad. You know what I mean?
We was a squad?
Yeah, man, y'all was
Oh,
my
wow.
non-GSU squad.
Oh, wow.
You remember I used to follow you in and Cornbread around
We
to the
know
clubs
you
and
used to
shit.
follow around.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We know,
yeah,
we
yeah.
know. So that's cool. Well, let me turn my damn phone down.
Yeah, let me do
But yeah, so recently, was that recently? When did you officially come out? 'Cause
I
we gotta
came out
get
on my
your little-
birthday.
When was your birthday?
It was July 11th.
July 11th. My man come out, man. We ain't got the sound effects, but
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? We gotta do that. Yeah, I like that. You know what I'm saying? So, oh wait. Let's get to some little ratchet stuff first.
I don't really want to.
Let's
Oh yeah, the shots, man. How the chat? How y'all let us forget about the damn shots, man?
Aramis
I thought
Raggedy.
y'all fuck with us, man.
Aramis Raggedy.
Aramis Raggedy.
What up, Amers? All right, y'all. Cheers, man. To a good
Cheers,
one.
cheers.
That little half shot you put in there,
bro.
boy.
My man.
You taking shots of water?
He already took a shot.
Kelvin don't never had this damn water in the refrigerator. Well, I'm gonna drink warm
Bro, I
water.
like room temperature water. Shit be cold. You can't even drink it fast.
It be burn
My
more
teeth,
calories.
my teeth sensitive.
Oh yeah. So we got some news today, man, about Fort Valley.
Oh Lord.
I shouldn't share this.
You
I
really
don't
shouldn't.
even know who this person is. Maybe you know who.
I
it
tried
is.
to look on social media.
I know who this bitch is.
She. I thought it was that rapper girl.
No, it's
Catch
not.
Me
She,
Outside.
she's the girl. Y'all do know that bitch. She's the one that came out and said, "I did that DNA test. I found out I'm black."
Oh yeah.
That bitch. Yes, you do.
I seen that video. Yeah.
That-
Yo, let's
That's
first of
what
all
this is.
acknowledge the fact that
Y'all-
y'all
you know what I'm
y'all
talking
was
about?
saying bit before bit was even a thing.
Oh, bit. Hey, we
Nigga,
invented bit.
yeah,
boy.
I ain't
Shout
gonna
out
hold
to
you,
my
dog.
LB.
I ain't gonna hold
that
you.
ready
Y'all
all
niggas have
day.
been saying bit.
used to laugh at us about
I
that
did. I did. Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
on that bit.
That's that was. I think that
Reggie?
came from South
That-
Georgia.
that
'cause
Reggie?
Yeah, that
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, I'm making all
But-
day, bit.
This is a video of I think she's going. You know.
She better not be going.
Is that the school?
Yeah, that's the school, nigga.
That she's there.
What's that extension? That's not.
That's
Fort
the
Valley.
ag building.
That's the school,
Oh
nigga.
man, Lord.
Can they hear this?
Kelvin need to
Oh,
listen
shit,
to
hold
it
on.
before he plays.
Oh my
shit.
Hold
god.
on, let me play it again now.
Who hears that?
The worst body ever.
Ain't nothing
All
wrong
the
with her
body
body.
matter.
Ain't nothing wrong with her body. Look
Why her
up.
body matter, bro?
Body
What,
matter.
Kelvin?
What? You trying to fuck her, nigga?
Bad
Ain't
body.
nothing wrong with her body.
That shit like
She
a
go to
regular,
Fort Valley though?
a regular smegular ass white girl.
That's not Fort Valley.
Huh?
That's the
That
exact
is
building.
Fort Valley, bro.
That's the building. In the, that I believe she went down there for some other shit, like with one of them niggas she be fucking with.
What's up,
The
y'all?
niggas
So,
be putting
you
her
know,
on.
Sadly,
You
Because-
think
And he's saying it all
you think
aggressive.
it's a nigga
It's
who
straight
put on?
niggas putting her on. Straight black boys. 'Cause they ain't black men. They straight black boys. Niggas trying to put her on.
Somebody said I can't hear it. We know.
Nah, we put it on.
Yeah.
Nah, we just put it on.
It's my first time going
Should
to college.
be
I'm 19.
But yeah, so she's supposed to be going to Fort Valley, I guess, in the fall.
Did you hear what- did you
Why
hear
can't
what
we
she
hear
said?
it?
She said she wanted to be a.
Yeah, y'all wish me
No,
the
you go
best.
ahead and say it.
Why can't we hear it?
Sad
I gotta
to
play
say,
it
but
through
yeah.
Can the people listening hear?
Yeah, they can.
And get
So
a
I
real
going down
job
Fort
and
Valley. I
really, you know
get
what I'm saying,
y'all
take
going.
my life more serious,
I ain't
like
gonna be no
this college shit,
immigrant no more.
And
I
y'all
get I gotta be a regular person
What's up, y'all?
and
So,
get a degree.
you know,
So I'm gonna
sadly,
come down
it's
Fort
not
Valley.
shit. It ain't
But
going
the
well for me.
but she
I
got
just
2 million followers.
I've been
She
around.
can't
Fuck them
leverage. Look, check this
followers.
out. She can't leverage that shit for some money. 2
That's what-
million followers.
That's what she is.
It don't matter. You still got 2 million.
She is. She already leveraged it. For
No,
some
she's
money.
saying she ain't got enough money, so she want to go to school,
The
and she
reason
said she
why-
want to
the
become
reason-
rich from
the
being an 8th
reason-
grade teacher.
The reason why she can't leverage it for money because Snoop Dogg already done chopped her ass off, and niggas really don't fuck with her like that. So she had to do shit like this. Like she's older now.
She
so
look
now
kind of
show
black
her
in
body.
this one. What's going on?
She puts tanner on that bitch.
Oh, the Tanner shit.
Bruh, her whole thing is that she tried to come out and say I'm black.
This
She's
shit
not
terrible.
black. It's horrible.
That's
not
horrible.
attractive.
Okay.
She's not at all. She
Well, yeah, that's a little ratchetness. I hope she don't bring down Fort Valley. Maybe Fort Valley can bring her up some standards.
Hey man, I thought about it on the way in, and you know, and I actually got this from you. You rubbing off on me.
Oh shit!
We
There
gotta,
we go.
we gotta call these folks out. And if Fort Valley doing ratchet shit like this, I'm sorry to say, you gotta call that shit the fuck out.
Call them out.
Yeah, call them out.
You know what I'm saying? I hope they didn't reach out to her and you know.
No, I know Fort Valley didn't reach out to her. What happened is it's spring break going on. She fucked with these niggas. She be in Atlanta. It's nothing to come
So
down.
you definitely think it's a nigga at the root of this shit.
I know it because when she got into it with Snoop Dogg, Snoop checked her and all the niggas she was with because they tried to do something funny to him. And he had to talk them like check him like straight up. And not like on the
That
Instagram.
Meg
shit.
girl said,
Like, on
bringing
the-
down Fort Valley, laugh out loud. What you mean?
Exactly.
Right. Fort Valley been ratchet.
Whoa.
What you mean, MED?
Listen, we don't got down.
But
But Fort Valley, we don't ride for that all day. But we don't call them out when they fucking
I ain't
up.
riding
She,
right.
So
and she lost her shit because Snoop done called her out. Snoop like this behind the scenes check on her.
That's cool. Let's
Like, bitch, chill out.
yeah, let's not give her no more energy, man.
She-
I
yeah,
just
she
wanted
done.
that was interesting because I didn't know who the fuck it was.
Yeah, she
I
done.
want to do schools like reach out to social media people like who like in high school and shit. It's a viable strategy.
Cause I feel like if they was really trying to put her for the school, they would have let her put FSU in the thing. She was smart.
It
She
was
know
there.
that. No, it wasn't.
No,
It was
wasn't
at
a
the
hashtag.
She did that
No,
on
no,
her
no
own.
hashtag. You talking about a hashtag?
No, I'm
like,
talking about the top of that sign was there.
That's the sign. We talking about like actually public. Like, FSU.
Oh, okay. I
You
got
think the
I got
communications department at Fort Valley reached out to this
No,
thought
exactly.
No, I'm
and was
saying-
like, come and promote us?
I'm saying if you want some free promo, get some of these motherfuckers at your school.
Nah.
Hey, but back to the topic at hand.
What's Shurama?
All right.
I don't know.
Okay. Is that you? I don't even want to go there.
No, nobody. Period.
So yeah, July 11th.
Yeah,
right?
man.
So tell us about like what brought you up to that day. and,
July
like,
11th
why?
last year.
Huh?
How many years? Is it?
Yeah, last year.
This was last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, it was last year was my 30th birthday, and I mean a lot of people knew. I mean even back in 2009 or whatever when we was kicking it. I mean y'all knew. My chapter knew.
Wait. No, wait. Let's bring this back a little bit. Right? So it wasn't a time where you thought we didn't know, right? I just want to add.
Nah. I feel like I knew y'all knew. I mean, same thing with my chapter. I mean, they've always known. It was just like a thing that we never really talked about it. But there was a lot of people that I've worked with, people I'm in organizations with, who wasn't quite clear on it.
Right.
Plus, I felt like I was too old to still be saying like they and them when I'm talking about the person that I'm dating. You know, I felt like it was 30, and I never expected that. You know, when I did the post, that people would be like, "Oh my God, I'm so surprised."
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I knew a lot of people already knew, but for the people that didn't,
Right.
I just wanted to, clear the air so that moving forward, when I do opportunities like this, people ain't like, "Oh, but you never even told us for real." Yeah, it was one of those kind of things.
So you
Yeah.
so okay. I won't ask you that question. I'll hold that question off. But
What kind of niggas I like? Thugs. Period.
Not yet. We're gonna get there. Hold on, period. All right, we're gonna get there. We'll get there. I mean, you want to put your data profile like that? We'll get you.
When
know what I'm
you say
saying?
coming out, does that also mean your parents? Like your
Yeah, I told my
fam-
parents
like,
first.
How many people in your family?
I mean, I come from a really big family. My mom had 6 kids. She has 6 siblings. All of them have like at least 6 kids. My oldest brother got like 12 kids.
working
Yeah,
at
yeah,
it.
man. I mean, I come from a really big family, and I told them first.
Right.
Actually, the way that I did it was I told my family when I was younger, like probably like 19, and before I did the post, I told my line brothers first.
Yeah,
I told my line brothers and my dean like, "Yo, I'm doing this
This
post
was
tomorrow."
calculated. This was not like an
I mean, I ain't
emotional,
want my
I'm gonna just post it.
yeah, nah. Even my post was mad simple. My post just said like, "I'm gay now. What else is new?" I didn't want it to be like a, some 2-page thing.
And
You know what I
was gonna
mean?
ask you about like the motivation behind that's I wanted to get into like the motivation for people like coming out online and stuff. Like some people feel like, why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just live your life, do your thing, but why do you need to say it? And maybe these are people who's uncomfortable with hearing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But why is it such a need to come out? Why
Well,
is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. Listen, believe it or not, some people don't know. Like now, even in being in Connecticut, despite the fact that I came out last year, now that I'm in Connecticut, You know, I'm linking up with the bros that's in Connecticut, and they don't really know me from back in the day. So it's like I got to do this all over again. And how I know it is, like, a bro reached out to me recently. He was like, yo, one of my homegirls at work saw a post from a party that we was at, and she asked, could she have your number? I was going to give it to her, but, like, I wanted to check with you first. Now, I was thinking to myself, like, the very post that she's talking about, it was a post where the caption read, I'm a rich bitch and I smell like it. I don't know why she thought that I was straight, but in situations like that, it just reminded me, like, yo, like, not everybody knows.
Right.
And so, like, it puts you in a place where you, like, I need to, like, officially say it so that people know.
So that's the question. So why do you have to officially say it if you are it? Right? Your people already know. Your people already know.
I'm saying the people you care about already know.
Yeah. The people you care already know. So, like, why does that have to be announced? Why can't you just go about your life, and then when you show up with the dude, folks go, okay.
It never happens like that. Like, it ain't never. It is. I can't think of a time where you just, like, randomly, even despite the fact that people know, right? Let's say, like, for my line brothers, let's say one of my line brothers got married, and I just went to his wedding, and I was like, oh, and this my nigga.
Yeah.
Niggas would be like, despite the fact that they already know, they would have been like, bro, you could have, like, said it first and then told me you was bringing somebody so that I could be prepared for it. It was one of those kinds of things. Like I said, I think my scenario was different than people. I mean, like, I've always been the same person forever. You know what I mean? But I feel like people have known. But I did that on my 30th birthday so that, like, for the people who didn't all the way know, like, just to be like, yo, this is what it is. And so, like, now if I get into a relationship and I post the person that I'm with, I came out first. Right. So now it's making more sense. You know what I mean?
It's like an empowerment thing.
Yeah, man.
It's
Like, that's what I think is more freeing.
Yeah.
So all right. So I want to go back a little history right here. I'm gonna lean on my man over here. He pretty quiet.
Man,
I mean, I was waiting on y'all.
Tell DC to get on. So fluffy.
Oh, Lord.
Shout out to DC.
No, with me, I've always kind of, wondered because, especially when we used
So
to
you
hang out-
wondering about Chris? That's why I want to go into history how we met.
Like,
and because we used to have conversations.
Yeah, like me, you can
Right.
say I didn't know. I thought maybe you was, some people just kind of more feminine than others.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I didn't know for sure. But, like, with me, like, how do you handle when it is, because you was dressing out, your swag was just totally different.
Them pants a little tight though.
I mean, but that was
that was that was powerful. That's Georgia State. That was
you
Georgia
brought a
State
little
shit.
different swag. So how did
First
you
of all-
counter with girls that was trying to talk to you? Did you just, like, not pay them no attention, or did you have to tell them, like, nah, I don't really, or did you kind of, like, not really entertain and be like, that's cool, or just?
Or did you do it with?
But you had a lot of homegirls.
Or
Yeah.
did you entertain them?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it was a combination. Like, it depended on the situation. Like, even now when I'm out, when John's trying to come up to me and talk to me,
What?
depending
What'd you say?
John's.
What the fuck is
Yeah, my
that?
bad. That's like it's a Philly term. Yeah, John's is a noun, nigga. Did you not watch? What's the movie that Michael B. Jordan in? When the girl explained. Anyway, it's
The second
Yeah.
one, I don't really like
girls.
that.
All right, girls. Anyway,
okay,
even
yeah,
now, like when girls approach me in the club and all of that, like, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, let's change Instagrams, become friends, kind of thing. So, like, back then when we first met, when we first was all hanging out, I mean, I was gayed in, but I wasn't, like, out
there.
You know what I mean? So, like, even when girls used to approach me back then, like, sometimes I would tell them on the spot. Other times I would be like, like, you barking up the wrong tree. Other times I would be like, yo, like let's be cool kind of thing. But I mean, like I said, I think it was easier for me to come out because it's not like I became a different person. I still even back then I still had swag. I still dress, the same way kinda that I used to dress back then. The only difference now is I got more money, so my shit is more flashy now. But even back then, I still could dress. Y'all niggas used to rag on me back then when y'all used to be like, yo, especially Calvin used to be like, yo, why are your pants so tight? You know what I mean? Like,
the same tight ass pants.
My shit don't be that
short,
Your
tight
as
short
shit.
last time.
bro. Them my workout shorts. I like the
You was
air.
not working out. We was podding.
Bro, it get hot. It was hot. We was in that little room before, bro. It was
We
hot in that
hot.
bitch.
Hey, if you saw Kelvin when we was in college to now, like, Kelvin
He
couldn't
brought
dress.
the joggers out.
couldn't you say can or couldn't?
Couldn't dress.
Oh, I thought you was
First
about to
of
say
all,
when could Calvin ever
No,
dress?
First of all,
Nah, it's shit straight now.
no, wait, okay.
But when we was in
this
school,
is a good segue. First
when
of
we
all,
was in school,
this is a good
look
segue.
at Kelvin's closet.
First of all,
The gaming
because
t-shirts.
I ain't give a fuck about
Now,
dressing.
one
Because
thing
I had
about it-
personality, motherfucker. I ain't got to dress.
Now,
I got that.
One thing about
You
it,
black,
see,
you gotta
that's
care about dressing.
I think that's some black shit
I'm
right
good.
there. Because real talk, in retrospect, college is where you should dress bad, be broke as fuck, and not be. See, niggas be
Period.
trying to rag on you in goddamn college.
That's what white folk do.
But exactly,
They
but
don't
that
give a
is
fuck about
but that's
dress.
some black
They do that
shit.
as adult.
That's some black shit.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
But so going back to you, and I'm surprised to say you didn't know, but we used to have conversations.
No, we had conversations, but I was just like, maybe he don't.
Oh,
know.
how
and I'm gonna
did-
tell you about the conversation we used to have. Like
What conversation?
Oh no! Before you tell the conversation, you got to just straight up ask him. So you knew that you were gay back then. Did you ever block like on Kelvin? Because
Oh, yes.
It was a
We
lot
coming
of
with it,
hoes.
bro.
That's
We
the
coming,
question.
we coming with it,
There was
dog.
a lot of you had a lot. You knew a lot of girls.
Yeah.
I feel like you knew that
Yeah.
y'all Delta
You're-
chapter there. They was bad.
Yeah, and
And I
still
remember
bad.
you knew all of them. And I remember one time
Come
when one was kind of feeling, I think Kelvin.
Yeah.
And you was like, nah, he's straight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, girls are like,
Look,
nah,
Christian.
Yeah.
Christian, what's
I
up with
don't
that? Why
remember
you?
that.
Why,
First of all, I ain't never been a cock block, but I will say, like, mind you, Calvin, you was a different nigga back then. We even talked about that today. Like, you definitely is not.
That's define different now.
Like, I mean,
on
back
the
then
edge.
you was
Like, on the
definitely
edge?
on some. Nah, Calvin was on some whole shit back in the day. Like, I feel like he a lot
Oh, you
more
were trying to
positive and
save- you were
mature
trying to
now.
save your
And
friends.
right, and so if I ever cock block on the Delta that I knew, it was because like I knew what Calvin was on back in the
Bro,
day.
nah, wait. I gotta question this. Cause look now.
Uh-oh.
First of all, I'm glad you brought that up in the way that you did. Now, first of all, if you trying to protect her,
Right.
cause that was, and I'm like, why the fuck this nigga trying to do this? You know what I'm saying? Cause he did used to follow us around. We
Yeah.
like, he used to stay downtown.
Yeah.
We like, oh, we about to go back to the crib.
Oh, who crib?
No, we about to go back to my crib and shit. We about to go, do our thing. He be like, shit, I'm roll with y'all.
All right.
He like, I was in Jonesboro. It's out the way. It's out the way.
So what you riding for? That's the question.
You know what I'm saying?
What y'all trying to ask me if I was attracted to Calvin?
Listen, I'm just saying, look,
I
But-
didn't ask that.
you blocked on me, bro. Cause let me tell you how you blocked on me.
Kelvin
That's a
wanna
good
know.
question, and I feel like we do need to address that
There we
because
go.
I feel like there's been times one of the most awkward moments about coming out, especially
Lord.
to your straight friends, is like there's a small group of people who will be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with gay niggas as long as you don't like try me, I'm good with that, and just
Take a shot.
it ain't never been that kind of situation. Like, even back when we all used to hang out and go to the clubs and all of that, mind you, despite I'm gay, but I'm still a hood nigga. And that I wasn't like your typical Georgia State student. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of them niggas wasn't. I feel like I couldn't relate to a lot of them. And what I loved about y'all during that time is I was like, these are niggas who I feel like I can relate to. Like, we all was about hanging out, going out, bagging joints, all of that. That's the kind of shit that I was on. So like, yeah, I was with that, but it wasn't no like, it was no agenda outside of that.
Back then we was on some hoes, but what I'm saying.
So
is,
hold on.
wait. What I'm saying is, if you trying to protect your homegirl, and she like, oh, what's up with him? Why the hell would you even get back to me?
Nigga,
You feel me? Like, why would you even say, oh yeah, she asked about you?
I don't even.
Hold on. After you answer that question,
How did it get back to me if you trying to protect me?
Let's
I'm
acknowledge the
retracting your
fact
story
that
now.
I don't remember this story.
That's fine.
But I'm assuming that it did happen,
what-
and in
how
my
we
mind,
know?
the way that I'm processing it is
I
I
that
remember
if,
shit like-
if I told a girl who I knew not to go down that road, it was because I remember who you were back then, and I probably was like, I know that she.
So-
Calvin, you definitely
Hey,
was.
Kelvin, I want to know what Takia means when it says something about being asked to the movies. Who asked? What's up with the movies?
Takia remember stuff now.
Takia said
I
somebody
don't
asked
remember
to
nothing
the
about no
movies.
movies.
No, I remember that
Bro,
time.
did you-
Like,
what
I remember
happened?
that shit like it was yesterday
Oh.
when he blocked. Because we was coming out,
telling you,
we
bro.
was coming out the Georgia State Sigma's Fry House, and we was parked across the street where we wasn't supposed to be parked there.
He don't remember.
That's where I parked. That's
We
where
were
I
going to
park
go
at
get it.
now.
We were going to go get our car before it got towed because the nigga was out there. The nigga was out there ticking this shit, and we was just walking, and he was like, "Yeah, my homegirl asked about you, but I ain't telling shit."
I don't remember
And
that.
we was like, "What?" He was
Bruh.
like, "Yeah, say, you know, you straight.
Especially because he fought with us, so he gonna throw me on. You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember this.
all
I really
good,
don't.
Nah, we was a
all
little,
good.
we
Yeah, I'm not
were
used to
fucked
that.
up
I'm
because
just-
that's when we was drinking. They was like, we couldn't drink in the house.
I'm
You know
just-
how we is. It was like, nigga, we gonna drink anyway.
We drinking.
Right.
We drinking.
That we couldn't drink in the frat house?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
No,
true.
your swag was different than them nigga shit because you came like, you know, for the little preppy dress and shit. You know, you had your little up north talk or whatever.
And yo, keep in mind, like even I got one of my Neos here today, and I was telling him not too long ago too. I was like, you know, a lot of people, even back when I was on the yard back in the day, a lot of the other chapters didn't really, you know, we was in a weird transition where a lot of people was like, oh, when you go to the Georgia State campus, when you go to their probates, they say you got to wear a shirt, you can't cuss in your chants, you got to wear a suit.
Hey,
like a
real
lot of
talk
people
now.
didn't. A lot of people didn't
cuss
understand
out
the
there,
kind
man. You
of
could not cuss
vibe
out
that
there.
we was trying to build at Georgia
Whoa,
State.
whoa, man. Whoa.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I
We
know how
was
Atlanta get
young
down,
student
man.
leaders.
Yeah,
man.
But yeah,
Hey,
man.
shout
But
out Morgan.
yeah. What's up?
Hey, this is a good episode.
But
Casamigos?
nigga, I don't know, man.
Takia
Takia, she don't know how the internet work on.
Go to sleep, Takia.
What's up? What's up,
Is
Takia?
Amber still logged in?
She probably. What's
Yo,
up,
come
Amber?
to my back though.
Uh-oh.
Back?
I don't
What's
know
the back? What that mean? What that mean?
I
Hold
mean,
up.
hold me down though in these
okay,
comments,
okay.
bruh.
I got you. But okay,
I'll be having
so and it was weird. It was kind of weird because I would say we were. I know I was definitely more homophobic back then. You know what I'm saying?
You homophobic?
Absolutely.
Bro, I was listen. I got a story. I got a story to tell. I was super homophobic back in college.
I
nigga.
never worried about nobody being gay, bro.
No, well, that's probably you. I can see that with you. You like, I don't know. You're a enigma. You got a lot of shit. I don't know. But I was super. I'm from South Georgia, motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? I was super homophobic, like homophobic.
I wouldn't
growing
say
up.
super homophobic.
No, I'm saying growing up.
Oh, okay.
That's before you knew.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So super homophobic. When I got my first.
Can we say homophobic? You mean like you really didn't, like if somebody was gay, you would like turn your nose up and be like, ew.
Like fuck them niggas.
All
Like,
that.
don't. Yeah.
All that.
Even throw a rock at them type shit? Like,
Nah, I ain't finna do no physical.
Go to
him.
jail.
But you know what I'm saying? I'd be like,
No, you just
Yeah.
I'd
you
be
just
like, I ain't
weren't-
fucking with them niggas.
You
Yeah.
just not comfortable.
Yeah, I ain't fucking. Nah, yeah, I be like, I ain't fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? So when I got my first job in Atlanta, and it was two of my coworkers, and people. Well, one of my coworkers, they was like, oh yeah, he gay. I said, nah, man, he just nerdy. You know what I'm saying? He just nerdy as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it was another coworker. He was mad cool, and we went on this trip. We went on this little conference, and then both of them came out. You know what I'm saying? And I was like. Like we was just at dinner drink. We was at a bar drinking. You know what I'm saying? No, it was 6 of us. Bro, what you? God damn.
Oh, this nigga, man.
I'm trying to get a scenario.
Bro, so it's 6 of us at dinner, and then they both came out to us. One of them said he knew in kindergarten, and that's my next question. When did you know? So kindergarten. So kindergarten. He said he knew it, and one said he knew in high school. You know, and I was like, damn, these dudes mad cool, man. Like they mad cool.
Yeah.
I would have never known
can't
because
be
I
cool
was
with
like,
gay people.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
thought like my impression of gay people was, you know, from a black perspective. And the most of the gay people I knew, because other people weren't coming out,
Yeah.
it was a very extra.
Yeah, flaming
a
and twirling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when I met them, I said, "He was a regular ass dude."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was my first introduction to be like, man, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was like early 2010, man. Early 2010.
How?
What you mean?
Like, how did you go through Fort? Like, I was
Through Fort Valley, we had like 7 gay dudes.
and they was all our RAs.
But they were extra.
All of them was our RAs. I mean, I'm
Coming not gonna go like, please stop smoking weed and turn that music down.
Now you couldn't be homophobic because we was cool with what you call it. What's
Who?
his name? Kyle. Like,
Bruh, but
cool.
that was like, that was
Nigga, just because you was cool with one gay person don't mean that you're not
sound like
homophobic.
no white-
I
I got
know,
a black
right?
friend.
I know,
I
right?
got a black
I'm
friend.
saying, like, how would you know?
But
Well,
let me
Kelvin,
tell you,
you
so
know,
let me
Kelvin
tell you,
older than
so
us.
let me tell you even a story about Kyle.
Same age.
So when I came in as a freshman, me and Kyle, so me and Brandon was roommates. Kyle stayed next to me. right? Kyle was in the roommate with a very closed off guy. Like, he put up a sheet in between. You know how the Morehouse. I mean, not Morehouse, motherfucking Morehouse. Yeah. But he put up a sheet, like the room, like one room, right?
Yeah.
Bed is on one side, bed on the other side. He put a sheet up in the middle of the room because he like, I ain't fucking with these gay niggas. You know what I'm saying? And I felt bad for him, but I didn't feel bad enough to like reach out and be like, hey man, you know, sorry he doing this dumb ass shit and blah blah blah. Like I would say now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just like, hey, that's what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? So coming from that to realizing like, hey man, these are regular dudes trying to live their life. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Like
and then exactly. And then coming to
I shit just went left for like 2 seconds.
You don't get these jokes, bro.
This shit gonna go left.
You don't get these jokes, bro. Alpha Pie, nigga. You couldn't have came out of Alpha Pie, nigga. Because as soon as that post would have came out, that group would have been on fire.
Right.
So and it was, nigga, in my chapter. That shit was definitely,
it was, man. But yeah, to today, where I got like a couple of my good friends are gay, all kind of gay, like not just like looking like a traditional regular dude gay. I like got lipstick wearing dudes gay and everything. We're gonna call some of these people in on the show. We're gonna talk to them and shit. But
boy, we wearing lipstick.
Listen.
Oh, see, nah, bro. I had some word. Call them up, bro.
When I get to that story, we're gonna talk about it, man.
Word for this,
but I do want to answer the question about when I first knew.
I want to ask the question. When did you first know you were gay?
Listen, remember when Michael B. Jordan was on The Wire?
Oh Lord, yeah, that was a while back. Now,
and
he was a kid.
That's when I knew.
So Michael B. Jordan was the
nigga. I wanted to be in a relationship.
He looked crazy.
I know. I ain't never been attracted to beat and snatch. Like I always liked. Yeah,
you like dirty motherfuckers.
So let me ask you,
everybody on The Wire look like they never. Wire was on for 7 seasons. Them niggas never bathed, nigga.
So, but let me ask you the next question though. So you saw The Wire and you got aroused, right? So you seen it, right? So, but how did you really know? Like, did you ever sleep with a woman to know?
Nigga, I definitely got pussy.
Okay, before. So you got pussy.
And still do when I go to the swingers clubs.
So wait, you still be fucking girls?
When I go to the swingers clubs, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nigga, no.
I respect it.
No, hell no. You can't double
like I'm
dip,
dating
my
them.
nigga.
Women beautiful.
Nah, you get this too much. You getting pussy and
Nah,
ass.
I don't like that shit. Nah,
that's stingy, bro. You stingy, bro. You stingy.
And
bro.
gay people be like,
you stingy,
listen,
bro.
And that's why I call gay people hoes. Cause they fuck more than any other motherfuckers.
That hasn't proven to be a fact.
Yeah, they get everything.
But
then you can't listen. That ain't fair to nobody, bro.
I ain't saying that I'm out at the club bagging women. I'm just saying that. So I'm saying I just said that to say like it ain't been that long ago that I got some.
Can you explain me the environment of swinger club? I ain't never been in one, but I know some girls. Okay, my bad. I just want to hear that.
No, before we advance that fuck out, I'm just coming out there. I still want to know because you saw Moonlight. I'm asking you a ignorant question. Yeah. You saw Moonlight, right?
I have.
Is Moonlight a actual depiction of the coming out process?
Yo, like that's a great question. Yo, Moonlight is real as fuck. So that was like, and especially in the really interesting thing from a cinematic standpoint about Moonlight is I think one of the things that's really awesome about that film is it shines light on a different perspective of what it's like to be black and gay, because I feel like what's been sensationalized in the media is like always a nigga like twirling and flaming and like you know, girl this and girl that, but it's really not an adequate representation of a lot of us who are just regular, who went to school, who played ball in school, who are just regular now. And I feel like that Moonlight story spoke to a lot of our situations, especially mine. You know, I grew up in the hood before I got saved. You know, I sold drugs and was in the streets. You know, I've been shot before, stabbed in my forehead. You know what I mean? Like, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not, my story isn't like what mainstream media presents as a gay person. You know what I mean? Right. So like that Moonlight story was one of the reasons that I thought it was so good is because it shined a different light on a different like path of black and gay.
Because I assume when I watched Moonlight that's how it was mostly. You know, because I know like even with Alpha Pie, like, we got some gay members too, right? So when I say
I ain't never met a gay nigga from Alpha Pi ever.
No, we do. When I say, when I say you get these jokes,
Hey, them niggas still thugs though. You ain't gonna say nothing to them niggas
still
though.
thugs all day. When I
Hold
say
your
jokes,
ass up, boy.
I mean jokes out of love because how I see it is, especially when you black and gay, I'm so pro black that you still black to me.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
black first.
I
You
better
black to me
be.
first. And the fact that I see how the gay community is with like the separation, how you got a gay pride, you got a black gay pride.
Nigga,
It's like
facts.
having a prom and a black prom.
Yeah,
It's like,
man.
What the fuck that mean?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I listen to this dude named Rob Redden, and I actually listened to his news show as he was coming out.
Yeah,
It was crazy because like he would first be having like these kind of conversations,
yeah.
and then like 2 years later, he's just like, "Hey, I'm gay," right? But he talked about how racist it was. So me, that's why I'm really not homophobic, because especially when you black and gay, I'm probably more hard against white gay people because I'm always looking at them like y'all super fucking racist. Y'all piggybacking off of black people's plight to use it as a minority. Like, because a gay white man is a minority. Like he can,
So they using to get minority things,
They use
like
the
because they're a minority. If you're like,
because how
yeah.
can you really prove it? You can walk in and dress like how you dress and be like, I'm gay, and they can't discriminate. They gotta be like, okay, well I guess he is.
Yeah.
And they ain't no background check, no. Let me see if you really fucking with like none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They
So-
do an extra background check for black gay dudes. You feel like?
No. I feel like when you black and gay, like you black first. That's what I'm saying. You
Yeah,
black to me first.
facts,
So,
facts.
like,
And
yeah,
especially, you know, there's I do. I ain't saying that I agree with everything you said, but what I do recognize is there is definitely a separation between a black gay male and a white gay male in terms of the lifestyle. Like, and you brought up a good point. There are two prides. There's Black Gay Pride, which I like to refer to as Black Gay Weekend. Because it's really not no, you know, when you think of a pride, you think of like the parade and people like walking through the streets. A lot of the people that go to Black Gay Pride are still a lot of people that's on a low that hasn't come out yet. So it's just a weekend
like
of
going
like
downtown
super
or something.
expensive clubs. Yeah, but there's no like parade and celebration of being like gay and open, as opposed to in a white community, they're like really out advancing the agenda of the LGBTQIA community. And I would say like in the black,
I tell you some more legends.
yeah, they add on letters a lot. Yeah, I'm not even sure that I'm all the way up to
I
date
wish they
with
would
it.
just make a name so I can just, and they can add all of the definitions.
Well,
they
here's
want
the
in there.
thing. Here's the thing. Like, you know,
People feel left out.
sexuality is not that. It's not that easy to define. You know what I mean?
So they like the
But I'm saying,
Avengers.
change. What did he say?
So they like the Avengers.
But all I'm saying is change the name. I mean, change the
Oh, one
definition. Right, change the definition, but keep the name the same, just like the Avengers.
Nah, man.
No,
Nah.
so let me ask
Like
you this.
for example, queer. You know, that's what the Q stand for. I
Yeah,
still
what
don't
is
quite
that?
know. I
Yeah.
promise you, I still don't quite know what queer means. I'm just gonna be honest with
Does
you.
queer mean that like, okay, you might think he attractive, but you ain't fucking? Like, is
I
that
think that's
what it means?
asexual. I don't even know. See, I don't even know if that what the A
Asexual
mean.
I
And
thought
then what
it's
the I?
asexual,
What the I
bisexual?
mean?
I don't
I
know.
think in between.
What?
I don't know.
Freestyle right now.
Yeah, in between. I don't
So
know.
let me ask you this: so as like as straight black men, like what can we do to like kind of support gay black men? You know what I mean? Like, and this is leading to another question. I just want like, what can we do? Like,
See, this 2019 positive, Calvin, because this wouldn't have been a question back in 2009.
yeah,
This-
we
this
wouldn't even be
new
having
Calvin.
this conversation in 2009.
Listen, man, I think that the straight community is already doing enough. Me personally, I don't ask people to go outside of their way to support something that they don't necessarily understand. But I do say, you know, don't be negative and spread negativity about something that you don't understand either, right? And I feel like in 2019, there's a lot of people who aren't gay or in the LGBTQIA community that spreading positivity and that's super supportive.
And that was my next question. How's your relationship with straight black men?
I mean, my relationship has been good, but I will say, you know, keep in mind, I think the unique situation is, you know, like I said, I'm not the I'm not the kind of gay that's been like over sensationalized in the media. So like even when I told my line brothers, they was like, I specifically remember one of my LBs saying like, you know, I always knew, but sometimes I forgot just because you wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like he said, I only remember when when I would start talking about my girl and you would start talking about the person you were dating and you started saying like them and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this nigga is gay. Yeah. So like, I think what's unique about my situation is, you know, like I'm not necessarily like, you know, twirling in the streets. You know what I mean? So I think to your question, I think my relationship with a lot of my straight friends has been, you know, especially even now when I go back to Baltimore, like when I was just there 2 weekends ago, you know, I was in the projects with my cousin shooting dice. You know?
Straight up.
Yeah.
Now, with me, I've always really wondered because I guess, I don't know, for lack of better words, I guess like issue with like, I guess I could say black gay men or just women in general. I feel like a lot of times they try to put being gay on the same, like I don't feel like you're discriminated with on the same level as somebody that's black. Like it's not on the, like there has been, I mean, I don't know anybody because the only hate crime that I heard about was, you know, the Jesse thing, and that was
Jesse.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
That was
he
a
took a picture with him.
Yeah.
That's all. That nigga's
But but the thing with me though, how do you deal with that where somebody can see, like, that's the thing with me. I'd be like, you being gay, that's your sexual orientation. That's something, you know, well, everybody's different. I always feel like it is something that, you know, it's
that you
what
choose
you
to be.
Yeah, that's just me personally.
I feel like that too.
It's something that you choose, and even if you don't choose, it's not something that you have to let everybody know. And people try to put it on the same level as, I can't hide the fact that I'm black.
Yeah.
Like, it is no down low being black. I can talk as proper as I would like, but when I walk in the room, all people do is see a black man, and I can be automatically discriminated against.
Yeah.
Not saying that can't happen to you, but you can act a certain way, quote unquote, straight, and people wouldn't even know that you were gay. And like, so how do you deal with that where people are like, that's why I think like the disconnect is with the reason why black men aren't as strong as we could be, because we're separated, because we got those gay men that we're not together with, and you know, it's just we're separate from them, for lack of better words. Like, it's not an open front. Like, we kind of separate ourselves from gay men, and it's not really like alliance together. We could learn a lot from y'all, because a lot of the gay dudes that I know, hey, y'all grinders, like y'all on it.
Pause.
We got another one. Hey, y'all mark him in the comments. Hey, that's one for basic. That's one for me now.
Put it on the board.
No, but it's like, but how do you kind of separate this? Because I know you're in the community and stuff, and you come from an area that's got, you know, trials and tribulations and stuff like that. So how do you do that with still put on for black people, but, you know, represent, you know, the gay people at the same time? Or can you do it all at once? Do you feel like it's, you know, because the dude is over Black Lives Matter, isn't he gay?
I don't know.
So that's the issue about Black Lives Matter.
A lot of people put pressure on that.
They separated. It started Black Lives Matter together, but then the heads of it were homosexual men and women, and they start pushing a gay agenda in front of a black agenda. So it's separated, and you have one Black Lives Matter faction, you have another faction who's really about Black Lives Matter. And to Ian's point, that's really my only issue, but that's why I try to combat it by letting all my gay brothers and sisters know, hey, I look at you as black first.
Yeah.
Because I know what's going on in that community. But vice versa, I would like for y'all to see yourselves as black first as well. And on some issues, it's not about homosexuality. It's really about being black, because when the cop pull you over, they're not asking you who you sleeping with. They're looking at you like, we in the car together, like, it's two niggas in this car.
Yeah.
Flat out.
I think that's a great question. And I think that, me personally, I don't try and make the comparison of the gay struggle to the black struggle. I do think that the gay struggle is comparable to the minority struggle, right? Like, I think that women as a minority, gays as a minority, I think other racial classes as a minority is comparable, right? But I don't try and necessarily make that connection, but I will say I think it will be difficult for you guys to understand what it's like to be black and gay, because obviously you're not. I mean, you don't know what it's like to be in a frat and to feel like you have to suppress a whole side of who you are. You know, when you go out to the clubs, you know, you want to be able to relate and authentically cool with the brothers that's in your chapter, but there's a whole part of you that you feel like you have to downplay and their presence in order to feel accepted. So yeah, you know what I mean? Like it would be difficult for you to understand what that feels like if you're not necessarily in that situation. Now again, I mean, I don't know the Black Lives Matter dude. I didn't necessarily you know, I did a post a couple weeks ago when I said, you know, you don't have to have an opinion on everything. And what I was saying by that is, like, just because I am of the opinion that when something happens that isn't necessarily positive in the media, you don't have to have an opinion on everything. And with the Black Lives Matter movement, I didn't have enough information to know whether or not I supported their tactics. Like, I know that I agreed with the Black Lives Matter movement conceptually, but the tactics that was being displayed, I didn't know that I necessarily agree with. So I don't know a lot about the people that's in leadership in Black Lives Matter, you know what I mean? But I will say that, like, I do think that the black gay struggle is something that's worthy of, it's something, the black gay struggle is something that should be visible in the media for people to get behind, because, like, think about it, a lot of us are just black men that grew up in the church the same way that y'all did. You know, we got our overzealous grandmoms who are like super Baptist, just like y'all do. We get this. We get on top of that though. We get these like weird looks whenever we don't bring especially like you said, a lot of black gay men are accomplished, right? So like when you're a black man, when you're a black man with your own car, a job, and college educated, you know, that's the formula to be dateable in the black community. So your mom and your grandmom, your aunties, like, you know, you go to all these fancy colleges, but you never bring a girl home. Like, what's up with that?
I got hit with that when I went home to the family reunion. They was like, you ain't turning one of them Atlanta boys. I was like, nah, I just ain't got nobody else trying to bring it home.
Because let me ask you this question then, because to kind of piggyback off of that, do you also experience, because you do kind of blend in, but I know you're in the community and you have conversations with the other sides of it. Do you also recognize the privilege that black gay men have over straight black men?
The privilege?
Yeah. Do you recognize that?
I don't know if y'all saw that. That was me moving my bang. The privilege? What privilege black gay men got over black gay?
So I'm gonna put on the table. I'm put on the table. So you're in a corporate situation.
Okay.
You're in a corporate situation, and I've experienced this several times where there may be some homosexual black men and there's some straight black men, and it seems as if although the straight black men may be as qualified as the homosexual black men, because we don't do the extra, and that's why I said maybe you wouldn't, maybe because you're not. You're more of a blend in side,
okay.
But we don't do the extra keying that they may do, right? We don't do the extra like, because these guys are normally a little bit more flamboyant. These guys are a little bit the guys who come in with like
openly gay,
in the tea, so you say, right? So those guys are, and especially in the corporate structure, is looked at as a little bit more acceptable than a straight black man, because we're almost seen as, that's how I got that moniker Brother Key.
Okay.
Because it was like anytime I brought up an issue at work, like, hey, how come our diversity squad is all white, but our percentage of black people working is 70%?
Okay.
I'm black saying that.
Yeah.
I'm straight black saying that. So I was like, oh, this Brother Key. But when I had a homosexual partner on the other side, when he says that, it looked at it as, oh, well, we need some homosexual diversity too. Is that what you mean? Mm-hmm. You feel me? It was almost more acceptable for him, and it's almost like, even when you look at the media, the ones, okay, even as we look at the media, right, and we see like Don Lemon, right, he gets a little bit more statue than I forgot the black dude that was on BET. He's like a fly. I forgot his name.
That was a news anchor on BET.
Yeah, it was on BET News. He's a young fly dude. Mm-hmm. But they didn't give him the same kind of push. They even canceled all of Roland Martin. Like, It's almost even when you look at like producers like
Yeah.
Lee Daniels and like actors and actors, like the roles that they give us. Like I'm thinking like, okay, I don't know of a strong black man that can just be him other than like Idris Elba.
So what's your question?
Yeah,
My question is like, do you also recognize some of the privilege that
there privilege?
that homosexual black men may have, because you're actually seem more safe than a straight black man, because you may.
That's a fair question.
You
That's a
may
fair
not
question.
turn up. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's a
Like,
fair question, and I want to be crystal clear about this. I don't recognize any privilege that black gay men have in the workplace. Black gay men, from my estimation, experience the same kind of systematic issues that any black person or black man face in a professional work environment. I don't. I can't even. And again, I think this goes back to what's been promoted in the media as the representation of how black gay men are. Like, I think that there's a lot of black gay men in professional settings who don't demonstrate those characteristics of, you know, femininity that and people just assume that they straight. So I think, to your point, when you recognize a man that has characteristics that are more feminine, even if they came out or not, even if we know that they're gay or not, we just assume that they are, and as a result of that, we assume that they have access to more to more things in the workplace that we do. And listen, again, as I stated before, I don't recognize any privilege that black gay men have. I will say though that I don't think it's a bad question that you asked, but I can tell you from my perspective, and only speaking from my own personal perspective, everything that I've gotten in a professional setting, I've worked and earned. You know what I mean? And I don't think, even like at my current job right now, I haven't come out. I'm sure many of them assume things about my sexuality, but I haven't come out to them. And, you know, I think that the things that I've been, the designations that I've gotten at work and all those things has been a result of the things that I bring to the table.
Yeah,
so
that motherfucker doing his thing in Sigma.
No,
That's how we met.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
why
how
I
we
said
met
maybe
in
with you, it
Sigma,
might not be the right question from your end, because I'm really talking about more of the feminine acting ones, like on that side of the spectrum.
Well, I know Calvin is adding in another
so
brother.
when he
Maybe
comes
he
in,
can better speak to that.
He may
Maybe
be
he
able
can
to
better
speak
speak to that
Because I
question.
know when this motherfucker go out, they don't try him. Like Starbucks, make sure they get his shit right.
Yeah.
Because he might goddamn flip the whole table over. But if I do that shit, it's like, oh, this nigga get the gun out.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
This nigga might hit me too.
So we're going to go to the comments right quick. You know what I'm saying? If there's some comments we can shout out. Y'all go through the comments. Y'all see something y'all want to bring out, say
Mark
something.
Lamont here. That's what I'm talking about. Mark Lamont.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Kanisha. Tanea, what you calling in? MED? MED.
What brother say?
She said homosexuality is sometimes thought to be more politically protected than black people. That's something we already talked about. Katrina was good.
Hold on, you gotta go up a little bit further up. First, Cornbread said, "Ask for Excalibur."
What does that mean, bro?
That means ask for Excalibur. So Reggie, let me explain this too. So we also have a
Shout out to
brother-
Cornbread.
we
What
also
up,
have a-
bro?
We also have a brother that plays video games, and in his video game avatar, he chose to be bisexual.
Oh,
So we were like, oh, that's an interesting choice, because, you know, you're a cisgender male. But he chose to be bisexual, and from what he told me in my LB, he said he had no choice. He had to do some of these gay activities if he wanted an Excalibur sword. So shout out to Reggie for being so open.
We figured
in
this
the
out
Assassin's
on his
Creed
bachelor
game.
party. This was the conversation we were having on the bachelor party.
We was being open.
We was definitely being open, bro.
Now I've always
can't.
wondered, because I don't really consider you as, like, quote unquote, like, as out there as some other people. How do you get along with people that are like superly like feminine? Like, I've never really understood that.
yeah.
Because it's just like women don't even act like that. So where did you get that way of acting from? Like,
What you mean women don't act like that?
not all do. It may be one or two, and we don't talk to women that act like that.
Okay, you're
At
right.
least we wouldn't bring them out.
You're right about that.
So, like,
let them
it's
know we
like-
ain't class.
Do you, when you see that, like, is it like, because you're not flamboyant like that, is it kind of like, I guess a lack of better words, like embarrassing, or are you like?
How do you feel
Do you
about
get
other
like
gay
hype? Is it
people?
like, oh, do you boo or queen or whatever? Or is it like?
We just saw he just hit his bang when I asked the other question. So he
missed it.
He
I
does.
totally missed
No,
it.
I saw it. He was like,
They
this. I
called me in
said,
the chat. I was like,
That's,
oh,
that's
you
one of
gonna
them bangs from the 90s, the long ones, the swoop ones that you had to move. But anyway, listen, that's a good question. And listen, I feel like we're all in this together. So when I see brothers who are, did a different path than I did, I mean, I feel like we're all in this together. So, you know, the same way that I don't judge anybody beyond the things that they demonstrate to me in terms of whether or not they're demonstrating behaviors that are not, you know, indicative to a positive vibe and, you know, a contribution to my space. I mean, beyond that, you know, I approach them the same way that I would anybody else in this world. You know what I mean? Like, I vibe with people who I feel like, you know, vibe with me. And that could be if you're straight, if you're a woman, if you're a man, if you're flamboyant, if you're not flamboyant. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I don't go into it that, like, just because you're straight or just because you're a woman or just because you're flamboyant, that means that we can't, you know what I mean, be friends. I think that everybody has a fair shot at vibing, I feel like, at least from my
For me,
perspective.
that's where, and we had kind of stopped about it, not to really get into that too much, but I become a lot more comfortable around gay men, but I still am, and I got like that from being at school. Like I said, all of our RAs were gay.
Yeah.
So, but like, I still am very uncomfortable around, what are they called? Transvestites?
Transgender.
Transgender. I
What's
think transvestite is offensive.
No,
You know-
transvestite is an actual medical term.
Oh, that's
Okay,
when you
yeah,
got
yeah.
both.
Okay, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
when you got both male
Yeah.
and female body parts.
That's
My
when you're
bad.
actually born.
Transgender, yeah. I'm
Wait,
still-
no, y'all messing up the term,
Yeah.
bro.
No,
Yeah, because
I'm
I
saying
don't technically know what a
trans is not-
transvestite is.
trans
I don't even know
transvestite
what that
when you're
is.
Oh, yeah,
born
that's
with a
right, that's
penis
right, that's right, that's
and
right,
a
that's right.
pussy at the same
That's right.
time, like,
Okay.
medically, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
transgender, yeah.
Transgender
You want to go
is
trans?
transition.
Transgender is when
from
you.
either man to woman or woman.
You
to
talking
man.
transgender?
You're talking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still very uncomfortable around them. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I see. My uncomfortableness with transgenders come from the misgendering and how offended they get. Like, cause like, especially if you're transgender and you look like a dude, like the dude from that GameStop video, how like clearly the worker was saying "sir," but he was saying "sir" out of reflex, not like disrespecting what you want to be called.
I
And he
recall
kept-
that video, and I don't know if that man was saying "sir" out of reflex.
That man was scared.
You're talking
That-
about the white
clerk-
dude who
the
was,
clerk-
like, kind
the
of-
clerk was
No,
scared.
he
as-
wasn't big or nothing. Oh, you talking about
The
person-
transgender
yeah,
The
person.
clerk was
customer
scared as fuck. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
But I don't know. He did it every time though.
Bruh,
The motherfucker was yelling at him.
No, I have
He
been.
yelling
And he
at him.
still was saying
I've
"sir."
been in a situation like that where I said "sir," and the person said "address me as ma'am." And I said, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." And then I kept saying "ma'am."
He did it like 5 times.
No, I said "ma'am" again, but then like towards the end of the transaction again, because he was doing like mannish shit.
That's different.
I
though.
ended up saying "sir" again, like
A mistake is
Sir,
fine. but he
ma'am?
did it every
Calm
time.
down.
Every time he
But
did.
that clerk looked so scared. I believe.
They were bigger than him.
I'll be
What
saying
was that?
exactly, and I'll be saying "sir" too, because you be like, "Man, I don't want to offend you. Like, I'm not trying to offend you."
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and that dude looked like a fucking dude.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
he looked like a dude with a wig on.
Yeah, yeah.
And see,
I got you.
because see,
Sometimes
sometimes
they had the money.
But see, I also been in a situation where the dude had a wig on. I said, "Ma'am," and the nigga said, "I'm a
You
dude."
gotta ask what the pronoun is, man.
Man, just call people their first and last name.
I mean, now I know
that,
that
because people
when I
you
was
from
younger,
up north,
I mean,
like
yeah,
most
now I
people
just
from
do
up north
Mr.
don't even
whatever,
like the
or-
ma'am and sir things anyway. Like
Nah,
I didn't
just gotta
have,
ask what's your pronoun.
Nah, I just call people their first
I'll
and
be
last
like, what's
name.
what's your
Nah,
pronoun?
but
Well,
me-
here's the thing. I mean, I
I can't
can't.
go into the guest too soon.
You know,
Yeah,
I don't know what it's like to be a person in transition, so I can't necessarily relate to their struggles. But I know from my perspective. Listen, I feel like we all have a moral obligation to you know, like support people where they are in their life.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like, and if a person is in transition and they prefer to be called,
Support 'em.
you know what I mean? Like, I feel like sexuality is self-identifying terms anyway. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're not, there's a lot of terms in between. Like, you know, like there's a lot of people who refer to themselves as like pansexuals and stuff like
yeah, I
that.
heard
You know what I mean?
that.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, these.
Pansexual is when they say they, right?
I mean, I don't even know all of the
so
all
many.
of the things that go into that. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's important for us to respect people in terms of where they are in their life. You know what I mean? That's the I can't offer a perspective on, you know, what it's like to be a person in transition or what a person in transition expect to be referred to as.
Yeah.
I know from my perspective, I'm just probably much like you, Calvin. I'm just about, you know, respecting people where they are in their journey,
My
no
name
matter what it
is-
is.
He been fucking up my name ever since I know him.
Kelvin.
No, that motherfucker say Calvin.
Calvin.
I thought he said.
Kelvin.
I thought he said Kelvin.
No, he been saying that shit the whole
North
time.
accent.
It's KB is easy for the
All right.
podcast.
All right,
KB.
cool.
Just
Okay.
say,
All right.
call the nigga Calvin.
Right.
It's
So
all
I wanna I got a story I want to tell from a couple weeks ago.
All right, go ahead and tell.
This one, that's why I brought my headphones for.
All right,
So
y'all.
I want to introduce.
Kelvin about to come out. Tell us the story,
Right.
Kelvin.
I want to introduce one of my good.
Broke up just to get back into another relationship.
Oh, that's funny.
Hold on, this is another X episode?
Hey, y'all niggas funny.
Well, I'm telling you, boy, we need to make some skits.
Right. Y'all niggas funny.
We got another X episode, boy.
Ask for Xbox.
Ask for Xbox.
So I want to introduce.
Now tell the story first.
I want to introduce my buddy first.
Oh, excuse me.
All right, so this is one of my. Okay, let me put it out here because motherfuckers need to be warned, I guess. So this is one of my buddies from the FGC. If you didn't know, the FGC is the fighting game community. So how I got into all this podcasting shit. I just want to let y'all niggas finish.
We got these jokes right now.
Barely jokes.
We gonna get these jokes.
Barely.
Listen, I know what it is.
Okay,
Hey, don't call no bitch.
Right.
Hey, you still worried about that bitch?
So
Don't call no
anyway,
bitch.
so like I said, the fighting game community. So that's how I started, like streaming and talking to people who I didn't know, based on like video games, right? So in the video game, the FGC, the fighting game community, is like very diverse, right? And when I first got into the FGC, it was like I already knew Christian at that time, but I still was like not used to like, you know, gay people who were a little more flamboyant. You know what I mean? So I kept a distance, right? So let me bring Slim in. I'm gonna use Slim because
Like I said, I knew
That's what I
Christian,
call
but I
your
didn't know
ass.
people was flamboyant. Like,
well, you wasn't, you know,
Bitch, the fuck?
you know, you was blending in, but we just knew what time it was. Let me see if I can find this shit.
Hey, shout outs to the group. Shout outs to the group chat. That's what I'm talking about, Jameson, because they about to get juicy.
So
Let them know this is the X episode.
Slim, man. Hold on. I'm gonna use Slim. Can you hear me?
like I said, I knew
what I
Christian,
call
but
you.
I didn't
Hold
know
on,
people was
Slim.
flamboyant. Like,
Well, you wasn't. You
No, is that his name? Is that what you call him?
Hold on, Slim. Let me make sure. I had you.
Hey, shout outs to the group. Shout outs to the group chat. That's what I'm talking
Slim,
about.
can you hear me?
We about to get juicy.
Yeah, it's gonna echo,
X
man.
episode.
Can you hear me? Hold on. Oh, Lord, here you go. Hey,
okay.
hey, yeah. So,
Is that his name? Is that what you call him? His name is
yeah, it's gonna be echoey. Hold on, Slim. Let me make sure. I had you. So Slim, can you hear me? Yeah, it's gonna echo, man. Can you hear me? Oh, Lord, here you go. Hey,
Okay.
what background do you hear?
Is that his name? Is that what you call him?
So let me just talk. Yeah, it's gonna be echoey. Hold on, Slim. Let me make sure. I had you. So Slim, can you hear me? Slim, can you hear me? Yeah, it's gonna echo, man. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, Lord, here you go. I know what it is. Hey,
Okay.
what background do you hear?
Is that his name? Is that what you
Slim, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be echoey. Hold on, Slim. Let me make sure. I had you. That's a lot of echo right here. Slim, can you hear me? Slim, can you hear me? Yeah, it's gonna echo, man. Can you hear me? Really bad. Hold on. I'm gonna mute the rest of these niggas.
Okay.
What background? Can you hear me now?
Is that his name? Is that what you
Slim, can you hear me now? Is that better? Yeah, it's Slim. Hold on, Slim. Let me make sure. Slim. Is that better?
That's a lot of echo right here.
Slim, can you hear me? Trying to get Slim. Oh, I don't echo. Can you hold on? I'm gonna mute the rest of these niggas. What background? Can you hear me now?
That was his name.
Slim, can you hear me now? Is that better? Slim.
They go down smooth, right?
Slim. Is that better?
That's a lot of echo right here.
Slim, can you hear me? Trying to get Slim. Oh, I don't echo. Can you hold on? Yeah, I'm trying to fix it. I'm gonna mute the rest of these niggas. Yeah, I know. What background? Can you hear me now?
That was his name.
Slim, can you hear me now? Is that better? Slim.
They go down.
Okay. How about this? How about this?
No, not really.
Can you hear me now?
Call me on this Twitter.
Man, I can't be trying no new stuff on goddamn live. Oh Lord. Yeah, I know. Can you hear me now? That was blowing up. Blowing up. Is that better? Okay. How about this? Is that better? Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Call me on. I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's go on goddamn live. I hope everybody can hear me back, but I know it's a little echo here. Can you hear me now? That was blowing up. Not on the screen, but I'm passing it back to the. How about this? Is that better?
Just some advice. Mute everything.
Is that better? Okay, let me mute everything. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Say yes, the echo stop.
Okay. Well, let's go. Yeah, we streaming right now. But I know it's right now. That's why I can't do no troubleshooting right here. But I think we good right now. You can hear me? Not on the screen, but I'm passing it back to the. How about this? Is that better?
Just some advice. Mute everything.
Is that better? Okay, let me mute everything. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. Well, let's. Can you hear me? Is that good? Bro, I tested this out before. We was good to go. Yeah. Yeah, I need you to hear me through Appear though.
It's like OC bad on the Appearance app.
What the hell is OC?
Answer you through the stream, and it's gonna be a little delayed. Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. Bro, I tested this out before. We was good. Okay, so that's fine. So like I said, I know Slim through the FGC. It's gonna be a little delay, but we're gonna. Yeah, I need you to hear me through Appear. So the first time I met Slim, what the hell is OC? Slim had like a, I don't know, a dress or something on, and I just felt that's fine. Uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Uncomfortable enough. This is still after, like I said, I knew I was cool with gay people, but I wasn't cool with that. Okay, so that's fine. You know what I'm saying? So it was too much. I was like, I don't want to be a part of that Slim through the FGC. I'm gonna be a little away from it. I ain't want to play so the first time I met Slim, it brought back like the old me and gay, you know, like, and I was that's fine. That's what I felt like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So this is still after. So over the, I was cool with gay people, but I wasn't cool with that. Okay, so that's fine. But it was too much. Over time, you know, me and Slim became pretty cool. I ain't want to. Slim is great. First time I met Slim, it brought back like the old me and gay, you know, that's fine. That's what I feel. Great. You know what I mean? So this is still after. No. Great. So that's fine. But it was too much. Okay. So you know, me and Slim pretty cool. So yeah. So I ain't Slim is great. Yeah, I can hear you. First time I met everybody, it brought back like the old me and gay, you know, that's fine. That's what I feel. Great. You know what I mean? So this is still after. No. Great. So that's fine. But it was too much. Okay. So you know, me and everybody, it brought back like the old. Is it still looping, y'all? Is it still looping, y'all? I should be fine. Slim, can you still hear me? No. Great. So that's fine. I just want to make sure you can hear me. So you know, me and everybody. Hold on. Is it still looping, y'all? Bro, I
really don't know what looping means.
No, y'all hear looping. No. Great. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Slim, all right, yeah, I'm gonna do the speaker. Slim, test me your number. I'm gonna call you.
Slim, put them hard eyes on us, Slim.
Mind you, when you just text me your number so I have it.
Include them hard eyes, though. Period.
Hey, man. Hey, Slim, send me the number.
No, Slim, send it.
I'm about to text you so you can send me your number.
This shit finna go viral.
We are going viral tonight, King. Oh, man.
Somebody said, call Slim on the phone and pen suspect.
Hey, and Slim, you killing it with them kinky twists, my boy. Shout out to Cornbread.
7-5. Hold on, man.
What's this? Is this mine?
What?
This shot? Is this vodka?
Yes, that. Hold on. Oh, I might have poured that in. My bad. Because
good
you poured that whole.
Right, yeah.
Poured
I
that
got
whole. Slim, what? My bad. You good now? You can hear?
Yes, I can hear you because I'm on the phone.
Okay. You can take all that attitude out your motherfucking voice, okay?
I don't recognize. You should call me on Discord.
Bro, then I gotta bring that shit in and do all that too.
That sounds better though.
Use FaceTime.
This good enough. Everybody can hear you here.
We already saw it, Slim.
They saw you. They saw.
Everybody loved it.
I'm gonna put you back on. I'm gonna put you back on.
Everybody loved it.
Listen, Slim, period.
I just switched. Hold on, I'm switching right now. So you get your thirsty ass, whatever you looking for. Everybody can hear you here.
Okay. Slim, it ain't no niggas in here anyway. Period.
It's some folk in the chat. They might holler. But hey, I'm gonna put you back on. I know. Okay. All right.
You know. You said I know.
All right. We gotta calm down because this is on speaker. Okay. Let's keep it down.
Well, look,
Period.
everybody said it like this.
No, I said, hold on. You still might holler. Hey. I'm gonna put you back on. I know. Okay. All right.
You know. You said I know.
All right. We gotta calm down because I want you to get your shine.
Everybody said it like this.
TK Ball said, call Slim on the phone and pen suspect.
You good to go? Okay.
You said I know.
You gotta calm down. I basically told Slim my impression is like when I first
TK Ball said, call Slim on the phone and pen suspect.
Tell us the story.
Cause I got a problem with this. I got a problem. I told Slim. You gotta come down. I basically told Slim my impression is TK
Ball said, call Slim on the phone and pen suspect. Slim,
I got a problem with this.
for you.
I got motherfuckers starting doing all that shit. I'm cool with your ass. I'm cool with your ass, Lil. But you start, look, I'm like, why you trying to start? That was cool ass.
Slim on the phone and
Am I lying?
Slim,
I got a problem. Slim, you can say something. I got motherfuckers starting all this shit. I'm cool with your ass. I'm cool with your ass, Lil. But you start, look, I'm like, why you trying to start? That was
This is a good old white lipstick and whatever color maple. Anyway, no, I don't fucking want your ass, you 33-year-old grandpa.
Oh, damn, you gotta put me out there like that?
Period.
Try again.
All right.
Listen to me.
I got you.
Don't think you want your own stuff or whatever. I want to get you. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Can he fly you and your friend to Indonesia or nah?
That's absolutely not.
Right.
Is that cold?
I don't even know what that's at.
I feel fucking cold.
I don't even know what country.
Slim, don't feel bad because they accused me of the same thing when I started this podcast
Bruh,
too.
first
Apparently,
of all,
I was
listen,
blocking on the
no.
Delta that was trying to talk to him.
And you did ask me to the movies one time, motherfucker.
Nigga, when did I ask you to the movies
Takira,
one
remember,
time?
You asked me to the movies.
No, he is. We talking about Kelvin though.
No. He asked me to the movies for real though, but it's all right. Takir, remember? Anyway,
it was something slight. You know, it was something slight, Slim. Something slight.
no, we did
Yeah.
not go to the movies.
What movie y'all saw?
Went to
Avengers?
Fridays after. It was fine. It wasn't a huge thing.
Y'all went
Yeah.
to Friday. Y'all went to
I
saw
remember when
Avengers?
we went to Fridays after the movie.
that was-
it wasn't
yeah.
even a
That was a great time.
But it wasn't.
Get out.
Look at Ian's face.
Hey baby, I'm coming back. I'm gonna lay it down. So I told you that story, Slim, and you did something that made me very uncomfortable.
Rub your shoulders.
What was that? What I do?
You held my hand.
Whoa.
Look at my hand. Throw the ugly.
Right. So Slim. So during I was telling this very personal story to myself.
Tell the story.
So I told the whole story about how like I grew up and like was very homophobic and going through college and kind of
No. Set the scene. So you and Slim was at a
together
bar
at Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Right.
Where was y'all?
It was a game. So 2 weeks ago it was a big gaming conference where all the gaming motherfuckers came to Atlanta. It's called Final Round.
FGC.
So me and Basic had went out to.
I wasn't with y'all.
I can't even say your name, nigga.
I wasn't with y'all.
So you was not with us, but we went to the bar before. Remember I said I still gotta go to Final Round after this.
Yeah, I dropped you off.
Yeah, you not. Nah,
Ian
you
wasn't with the show.
So Basic Logic is
Slim Basic was there.
No.
So we went. So I got drunk as fuck at the bar, and
Okay.
then I went
Hold on, with
Slim, that's
Basic or
step
with
one.
Slim?
with Basic.
Okay.
So then I went down. I went to the Final Round, and I started drinking more. So I was drunk as fuck.
Slim's Cardi B.
Look, Slim, Slim, was I not drunk as fuck?
Slim.
Y'all gotta calm down, man. On the
Whoever
goddamn
Morgan
board.
is, period. Who is Morgan Arnold?
That's he from Apple Pie. That's
Yeah, period.
I mean, first of all, Cardi B could never. I would never. Bitch,
Hey,
Right, this team Nikki.
Nobody has to get drugged and want to be with me, honey.
exactly. She know what time it is. So anyway, so I got drunk as fuck, and I don't know. We was downstairs somewhere, right? And then I started telling you this story and shit, right?
Just y'all two.
It was a bunch of us down there, but we was sitting at a table.
I got you. Just y'all.
Is there something wrong with that?
No, we trying to set the scenario.
So we sitting at a table, just like a table like this.
Like by yourselves.
It was just us two at the
All
table.
right, no, we wasn't assuming that. We was just asking.
All right, so the scenario.
Kelvin,
Kelvin,
Slim, I'm trying to tell a personal
at a
story on
table.
the damn stream.
Okay, let's hear it.
Y'all want to make jokes and shit.
No,
This is
no,
the
go
problem with
ahead.
y'all.
We sitting at the
This is
table.
the toxic masculinity, because gay people got toxic masculinity too. I just want to be real. Gay people got toxic
We just said it
masculinity.
too.
No, don't add me. I need a thug.
We're sitting beside you.
So anyway, I started telling the story, and Slim grabs my hand.
As you telling the story.
And like
to console
caress
you.
it.
I was trying to give you solace.
There you go.
I don't even know what solace means.
Right, like if Ian would have grabbed his hand, it wouldn't have been an issue. But because you grabbed his hand,
No, that's the thing. Listen, men feel like I can't grab. Look, nobody can't grab my hand right now.
You're not telling the story where I need to
But we
console
shake
you.
hands all the time.
But you don't need to be consoled.
So okay, so when you grab my hand, my initial thought was to snatch away, but I was like, for what?
Oh!
His hand is soft. Like a woman.
Pause. So that's what you're trying to tell us? It felt good, Kelvin?
Wow, you jumping with that.
It's okay.
All I was saying was,
and you let that nigga massage your hand, but all I wanted to do was go to the movies.
Ooh!
y'all
Let's see.
niggas really wilding right now. Slim, they wilding right now.
They shaking the table.
You finish the story.
Exactly. I'm trying to finish the damn story.
My
Thank
bad,
you,
Slim.
Slim.
Go ahead.
I
My bad. Yeah,
apologize.
you right.
I apologize.
not here.
So Slim grabbed my hand, and like I said, my initial thought was to snatch it back, but I was like, why do I feel like this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gay, but I don't want to touch another person, like another guy's hand, because that's how I was seeing that point.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's the problem? And then it was like other people around, and I was like, man, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm cool with Slim. Fuck the bullshit. I'm telling a personal story, and that's what the motherfucker want to do. Then do that shit, and I'm still here, and it's all good. Ain't no problems. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I felt about the shit, and that was very personal to me. And I appreciate you being there for that moment, Slim. And you know, I rock with you. On you know, if some bullshit going on, I got you. You already know.
You know, I'm here for the people.
Listen, let me tell you.
That's
Let me tell you what happened after that, though. Slim called his good girlfriend and was like, "Bitch, I grabbed his hand and I was trying to see what it was going to get."
Bitch, that's the end. So that's the end.
Bitch, I was trying to see what it was going to give. And he didn't do nothing.
See it now. You got inside scoop.
Nah,
Bitch, he
look.
snatched it away, so I might still got a chance.
Now tell me what your perspective on things.
Slim didn't deny
Hold on,
it.
we gotta be quiet.
If we're friends, like, I have a couple straight guy friends. I don't mess with my straight guy friends. I give them hugs. I want to hold their hands. I'm not like trying to like fuck them or anything. I'm just being myself. That's not how I am. And I'm just trying to like, you know.
But what I'm saying is, Slim.
No. Let me say something.
Hold on, Keith. Slim, all I'm saying is, should you think about how I feel about things sometimes?
Holding your hand?
Messing me at 1:30 in the morning and stuff like that?
No, that's just funny to me. So no.
It's funny to you, but how I feel.
Bitch, that's the homegirl. She was like, text him at 1:30.
See, who you
bitch.
sound
See
like
what he
now?
say.
You
Listen,
sound like these
I know
niggas
those
out
games,
here.
okay? Listen.
Okay, and what's the point?
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like,
Bruh, protect me on this one,
all
bro.
jokes aside, now I gotta step in like the homegirl because look, no means no. You sound like these niggas out here that be friends with these girls, talking about, oh, I ain't trying to fuck, but if he lets you fuck, nah, no means no, man. We came to the club together, we leaving together.
Slim, did he say no?
Oh,
wow.
my God, never mind.
Period.
My bad, Slim. I
Period.
apologize.
Shut up.
Though, did he say no?
He don't speak
What?
for
Say
him.
no to what?
When you grabbed his hand, did he say no?
No, if I want to make him uncomfortable, like, I asked people, man, if I make you uncomfortable, I will stop messing with you.
Right. But he didn't say that you were making him uncomfortable in the moment.
Right, so why
Right,
are you trying to act like
period.
it's something
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not?
I'm on your side, sis.
Never mind, my bad.
Because you would feel that.
Right.
I hate the homegirl.
You're not cute.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah.
I'm confused, but I'm just saying you should think about the other person.
I don't know.
And look, if I had a homegirl
Now
and I was
started hating homegirl.
and I feel like I said, I feel like it's hitting on, and I was hitting on her all the time, that would be uncomfortable. That's period.
But
that's what I'm saying. I think that's how you just talk, but I'm saying
no, but when the homeboy come back and ask her, hey, did he make you feel uncomfortable? But did he say no? And then she said, well, I ain't say no. And then she didn't step back.
Here's the thing, like I feel like when you're a gay man and you have straight friends, it's not like you need to have like a safe word. Like when I'm going too far, like be like pause so that I know. Yeah, it's really not that serious. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I have a ton of straight friends and I've never, at least knowingly, made them feel uncomfortable. But I've also never, my way of providing solace, as Slim has referred to it, it's also not by like touching their hands though, too though.
right.
Yeah, so it's not like I see Slim's perspective, but I also see Calvin's perspective too.
Hold on, Slim. You went on mute. Okay, I'm glad you see both perspectives.
Yeah. I
Slim,
can understand why that would have raised the question of, and I think that it speaks to like how far you've come. The fact that the fact that you was like, I recognize that he's trying to console me, and because I'm not gay, I don't know exactly how gay men console other gays, so I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah,
That's what I did.
I think that is a reflection of how far you've come.
Yeah. I encourage a lot more men, man. Just it's okay to be uncomfortable because what's gonna happen after? You gonna learn something from whatever. You know what I'm saying? People want to stay in their comfort zone all the time.
Yeah.
And where the fuck you gonna go with that? You gonna keep doing the same shit you been doing. You ain't gonna move nowhere.
Well, I mean,
So-
this is when you say comfort zone, though. If you ain't no problem, like these are jokes, but you know I'm proud of you because this your growth. Me, I ain't never had no problem with this.
That's what I'm saying. You say you know that, but I'm saying okay, we
Which
go.
I would have thought, because you know this is
Hotep.
like classic Hotep.
Nah, I told you he a mix. He a
Yeah.
mix.
Because you know I got my homeboy from Fort Valley. I used to always try to joke on me, but that's my homie.
Yeah. I remember that dude. He has a real slick hair.
I'm always on that.
Yeah, he had that gel in there. But you take somebody like Basic Logic, he ain't there yet.
You remember his ass?
Yeah, he rubbing his eyes and stuff.
Wait, I don't know.
Hold on, Slim. Hold on, Slim. You got anything you want to close out on? Cause you know they can't really hear that good. So
For that, hello?
yeah,
I mean, for, like, in general? Like, or like,
yeah. In
like,
general,
like
in
this
general.
thing?
You don't come to the
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to talk about, like, well, one, I don't know which one of y'all said the thing about holding his hand. Like, when you're in front of somebody, you shouldn't have to feel like you're walking on eggshell to just, like, you know, do something small. Like, that's like, I hold him in his hand, give him a hug or something. If we're friends, it's not a weird thing. It's weird if I'm a random person and trying to hold your hand and give you a hug and shit. That's strange.
But you know how traditional men communicate. It ain't no hand holding or hugging, and you know that's where I was coming from.
And that's what you need to tell me. But if with my straight friends I have, I would give my straight friends a hug, and I'll hold their hand. There won't be an issue. So if you have an issue with that and that happened, you should have said then, I feel uncomfortable, and you can let me know, and that's fine.
I
If you
agree.
feel uncomfortable,
I feel like listen, this was a clear example of you working a set. And I feel like, when you working a set means that, like, when you're trying to figure out, like, you know, because, listen, gay men, we're always in, like, a weird situation where we don't know, like, if a dude, where he stands. So, you know, like, sometimes you got to, like, test the waters. And that's what's working a set is called.
It's going to lead to my
And
next
if you was
question.
working a set, it's fine to just admit that. Like, listen, like, I was trying to see, like, what this was given. But now that you know what I mean?
I really am not interested, like 100%. So my thing is, like, with especially with guys that I know are straight, I don't make zero anything on them. And I think for a period, because I've already had so many things go left and wrong for me with that I just don't do that. And so with him, like, he really is my friend, and that's just how I joke around. I'll joke around. If I'm trying to make someone laugh or whatever, I'll poke at him, I'll give him a hug, whatever. I'll be like, hey, cutie, or whatever. And it's really nothing serious beyond me saying, hey, cutie. But if you feel uncomfortable with that, you need to let me know, otherwise I won't know the side I am.
Slim, I be telling you all the time, you always come to my stream saying that, and I be like, bro, chill.
What'd you say?
You be coming to my stream saying that all the time, be like, bro, chill, you being a hoe.
I say hey, cutie to everybody. So if it makes you uncomfortable,
Slim, how old you?
I won't know.
Slim, how old you?
I wasn't trying to see if he was trying to be down, because that's not what I was about.
Yeah.
How old you are, Slim, if you don't mind saying?
I'm 22.
Yeah. You know, he grew up in that era where it's like
They just
would have slapped the shit out of him, and then they would have ended up on social media.
They
People would
called
have
you-
been like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Yeah,
that's that.
they just called you young, pretty much.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead, finish up, wrap it up for us.
But what's crazy is, like, let me tell you. Okay, so I also heard a lot of the comments earlier, and so you might think I'm really young, but, like, I've had a lot of experiences in my life, especially with, like, being gay and being black, that really make you mature faster than you might think I am. So you just saying I'm young, oh, whatever, like, that's really a write-off because you don't want to explain or deal with me as a valid person. But let me tell you, like, when it comes to discrimination, either way, black or gay or both, like, that shit really does make you grow up. So you guys saying, oh, I'm young, and, you know, making a joke out of it, that shit kind of irritated me because me being young has nothing to do with my ability to speak on these topics or talk about whatever, or to express myself. Like, I honestly do not want him, but you guys trying to play me like that, it's kind of pissing me off.
Oh,
like,
shit.
don't just write off someone because they're young and say, oh, it's invalid because you're young. That's ridiculous.
Hold on, just no, we wrapping it up, B.
Because you know, being
No, listen. It's all right. Express yourself. Express yourself.
And I responded with, "Listen,
I don't want to respond. I want them to
grab
finish.
that hand."
Listen,
Let me tell you.
Slim.
If
Oh,
my
God.
brother to the right of me was
I didn't want
telling
this.
me something that went on with his girlfriend, there's no way that I would be like, trying to caress his hand and be like, yeah, you know,
it wasn't no
and then
caress.
follow up with the 1:30 a.m.
It wasn't no
message.
caress.
You was working the set,
All right.
and it's fine to just be like, yeah,
I wasn't
you
trying to
know,
make
I
this.
ain't
let me tell you something.
I wasn't trying to make this no rebuttal.
Gay or I've been
Slim.
out. But just because you do something one way does not mean I do something the same way.
Hold on, y'all. Be quiet.
Period.
Quiet.
Let me just tell you. You trying to tell me how I'm being because you're away with men does not mean I'm the same way. Okay? This is you don't do that with your friends. Doesn't mean that I don't do that with my friends.
No, I've
okay?
never caressed my
One,
straight
I'm not
friend's hand.
well, okay, you don't have to do that. And you don't have to do that. But if I do that and he feels uncomfortable, then he's letting me know. But I'm not trying to.
He just told you that he felt uncomfortable with that.
Right. Okay,
No, it was
I won't
okay.
do that.
It was.
It was
I'm
not.
trying
Listen to
work
me.
it
It was
out.
not
First of
okay.
all, I'm not trying to work a set or see if he's down, right? I'm not trying to do that.
All right, cool. I'm glad we
that
cleared
actually
that
kind of
up.
irritated me. But you know what? I don't know how long you've been out or gay or whatever.
Oh God.
But
Listen, let's not turn this into
No,
this.
that's fine. Let him go.
No,
Let him go.
no, we
Let
got-
him go.
Because,
Nah, let him
honestly,
go.
that kind of
Get these
listen,
views.
that kind of language and stuff is actually very damaging to the gay community because it makes it seem like I can't just be a friend with a straight man and be myself without it being something sexual. And that's the same reason a whole bunch of straight black men don't want to be friends with your gay ass or my gay ass in the
All
first
right.
place. They're so pressed
Okay.
because I do want them. I don't want KB.
Okay.
I'm just being a friend.
Okay.
Period.
Yeah. And look, you the homie. You don't even worry about it. I ain't even want this to turn into a back and forth. I just want us to have this conversation. It's all good, no problems.
Yeah, just
okay.
because you had to be
Yeah,
assertive
you ain't
don't
gotta
mean that we're
reply,
upset.
bruh.
Yeah,
you ain't
but
gotta
no,
reply,
I understand
Christian.
that.
Same old
But
Christian.
I want to reply.
Yeah, I know,
The fuck?
same old Chris.
Yeah,
But
and
hey, Slim, appreciate you joining. I really I appreciate it. We gotta get some matches in later. Hey, take it easy. Thank you for calling in again. Thank you.
Thanks for having my show.
Leave right meow.
What? Why y'all trying to fight on air,
Nigga,
bro?
I wasn't.
Content.
Where the
No, look.
God damn.
I'm so happy that Christian said that because I don't know the Slim guy like that. So I really feel like now I've seen a couple little slick stuff come around. So maybe that's just how he plays because you know he's different.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say because I don't always believe that how people always say that I'm gay, so I don't want you. I be like, if you're attracted to men, you like not saying because sometimes you might not even know. Just like me, even me as a guy,
game now.
even me as a guy, I like women. I've seen some lesbian women that are still attractive, and they could look like a little boy. And if I see something poking, I'ma still be like,
See, my thing was the whole young comment wasn't to say that he didn't have experiences. The young comment was to say, nigga, you 22, we damn near 32. That's a decade difference.
But you can't.
Hold on. You watch different shows. You listen to different music. Yes, your experiences may have made you grown.
Listen,
but you have different
You can't tell any person that age that they young.
Exactly.
They gonna come at
every
your ass
exactly.
like you a motherfucker.
Let every
I tell
22-year-old
my
think that
Why you
every
crazy?
22-year-old think that they're mature for their age.
They're like, I know what I'm talking
And that's
about.
what I'm like, nigga, you was working the set. Was he working the set? I know you're not on camera. Was he working the set? Yes.
See,
That's no different than you calling me like, bitch, I was, you know what I mean? Like, and it ain't work out.
No, with me. So with me, because you gotta go, and I'm not asking you to put all the game out there, but I always do that.
Nah,
because
nigga, put all the game out there, nigga.
Game out
Well,
there.
look,
Out.
this with me because you said a lot of
You
little,
just say,
you
yeah.
said a lot of little terms.
Nah,
and stuff.
I don't keep on saying it.
Yes, you did. You almost got Bill Cosby. but with me, I always say that because I'm in like sales, so I run into all different types of people because I work out here in Atlanta, and I see some. I can feel just like when you know as a guy, you can know when somebody's attracted to you.
This
Like,
is gonna lead perfect into my next question.
it's flirting that happens, and I feel like a lot of times gay dudes, if they like you, they will kind of try.
and these are the
They will
overconfident gay
Yeah, they
dudes.
will try you up a little bit, like give you a little compliment, and then with me, the big thing with me, I don't know if that's just me, but they try to like lock eyes with you, like you gonna stare? You're like, no, I'm not gonna look.
Don't guys do that with
All right,
girls.
but
Yeah,
hold
you gotta
on,
look
though.
eye contact.
Let's backtrack. For
And it's
a
just
second.
the ultra confident gay dudes. They're ultra confident. They like, I can do this.
Keep in mind, like I said, it's not like to the point that Slim was making. You know, it's not like you Listen, keep in mind, you don't know what a guy's situation is. You know, when you first meet him, you need experiences, interactions to figure out whether or not he with the shits or whether he not. And that's why I was saying to Slim, like, listen, that was just you trying to test to see if Calvin was with the shits. You know what I mean? And then when you realize that he wasn't, it's just like, all right, I'm moving on. Now that you know. Like, but don't try to make it seem like it was like, nigga, you was just like you was consoling him like you would do any other person in the workplace.
All I see is this. Hold on, Kel, let me say it because this is how I saw it, right? Reverse the roles. You chilling. Old girl come down. Old girl come down, kind of drunk. Kevin, listen to the scenario now. Old girl come down, kind of drunk. Tells you, I just broke up with my boyfriend.
Okay. She in a vulnerable
position. You grab the hand to console.
Slim puts on his red lipstick.
What you
I'm playing out the right.
You feel me? Yeah, that's one of my moves.
I believe
that. So even the whole we just friends. I ain't even trying to fuck. I done heard everybody in the friend house say that shit.
So
man, that's my homegirl. I ain't trying
but
to
let's Hey, yo, but hold on though. Let's acknowledge the fact that there are misestimations. Like even when we started this conversation, I mean, clearly y'all niggas thought that I was flirting with Ian back in the day.
with Kelvin.
I mean, not with Ian, with Kelvin. My bad.
You did ask me to the movies though, but listen what I'm saying.
Show me the receipts. When did I ask you
that's
to the
what
movie?
Takia was talking about.
How did Takia know? Did I text?
I told her that you did that shit.
So did y'all go on a date?
No, we did not.
Nigga, we went to the movies and we went to Fridays after.
Kelvin, did that happen or not? Did that happen?
Hey, this nigga got jokes. Bruh, all right, my next question to you. We back on topic, y'all. Sorry about the bullshit.
Kelvin over here lying.
Does gaydar exist?
Kelvin, this on.
Listen, yes, for sure. Gaydar definitely exists.
Brad said you gotta.
Would you agree? Does gaydar exist?
So what's involved in the gaydar? Like what's like what is it? I feel I know. Yeah. I don't feel like I have gaydar, but I feel like I know when a person is like thirsty for women. That's all I know. I know thirst.
Yeah,
I grew up on thirst.
And I would say, yeah, that's how build on that, because at the end of the day, I'm not. There's a lot of there's an art to this shit, and it's not appropriate for me to put it out there on but there definitely is a gaydar. Like when women have a gay friend, they normally come out to you and be like, how do I know if my nigga is gay, or how do I know if a nigga is gay? And like my thing is, I always tell them, like, bitch, if you think he gay, he probably is. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to give you the formula, because how you going to know if I'm fucking your nigga?
So you basically telling us there is a formula, but you ain't gonna put it out there because you up on game.
Absolutely. So if there's anybody that's watching who was concerned about that, just know that I'm not shush.
So let me ask you this then.
Wow.
Let me ask you this.
What just happened?
Look, this some pimp gay shit.
I'm drunk and I'm gonna regret this tomorrow when I watch this shit. I'm gonna regret this tomorrow when I watch this, but it's fine.
So you're in Atlanta. You're in Atlanta, and the kind of work that I do, I'm a certified tester for HIV. So we run.
Oh my God.
So is Atlanta really that prevalent with down low? Like you know how they always got these jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
But since you here and you in the community, please let us.
Why do you have to ask
like I'm
that?
supposed to
You
be able to
already
speak
know
on?
that.
Bro, I
can't.
never asked. No, I don't assume.
That's a
shit.
fair question. That's a
I
fair
don't
question.
assume shit.
You know,
I know
listen.
assuming
This is
we
what
know
I can
it
say
is.
about that. I will say that Atlanta is with the shits. Period.
No, we a kid. I don't know why Key asked that shit. Key know what it is.
No,
we saw that.
shit.
We saw that when we was at school. Like we know, because there's some dudes that talk a little more than others, and you tell you how. I stayed on the floor when I was a freshman.
You stayed in the pleasure palace.
It used
They
to be
called
a
it
lot
the
of
pleasure
them.
palace.
A lot of them athletes used to be sneaking up in my RA's room, and he was very flamboyant, and I saw they big ass creeping.
I remember
Right.
that
See,
one
that's
dude.
the thing. Normally like super straight niggas normally like flamboyant. Like super straight niggas don't like masculine people like me. Like gay people like masculine niggas, but super flamboyant people is what like the women got to worry about they niggas fucking with. That's why people be trying to act like they don't really know what transsexuals give. Like, niggas know transsexuals be working the set downtown on the corner. Straight niggas be picking them up like
on the corner like a prostitute.
Listen, all I know is gay people be some hoes because they be fucking all the time. But I don't even know how.
More than regular straight people.
Yes. Look, I'm glad you said.
Is that a misconception?
Do you think
that gay people more promiscuous than
promiscuous?
Spell it out. Just say thotties.
Listen, I drank this whole thing.
Say Tatiana.
You don't think?
Nah,
gay people
I ain't agreeing
more?
with that.
Man,
I'm
you
definitely
crazy,
not.
You just said you
like,
get ass and pussy.
Nigga,
You
what
done
I
doubled
said
it
was,
up.
just to be clear, just for the people in the back that's just clocking in, what I said was, you know, like, it wasn't that long ago when they was asking me about the last time that I got some pussy. It was the last time that I went to a swingers club, which was this year. But that don't mean that I'm, like, more sexual than a regular nigga.
I just feel like you are, because I feel like, this is what I feel like. So I feel like artsy people have, like, more sex than regular people. And then a lot of artsy people are gay because they're like in touch with their creativity and all this.
Shout out to the artsy people that are gay.
And then they have then gay people have more sex because they can go to a swinger club and go ham. And I just got the regular club I can go to.
Nigga, hold on. First of all, let's be clear. Straight people, you ain't gotta be gay to go to a swingers club. Like,
you can go get 2 girls in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Listen, I wanted you to explain how this shit
Yeah.
works.
Let me be clear about that for the people that's
more.
never had the privilege of going to a swingers club. Like, there's something for everybody in there, and it's not like, if you're a man, it's not like niggas are coming over dragging you. You know what I mean? Like, it's something for everybody in the swingers club.
Is animals in there?
No, not animals.
That's what ew.
They just charge you.
Wanna fuck a horse?
They charge you more when you go by yourself.
I don't even think the clubs that I've been to, you can't get in by yourself. Like, you
It's
need
one in Atlanta.
especially if
It's
you're
one
a
in
man.
Atlanta.
It's only certain nights you can go by yourself.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even.
okay.
Yeah, no. In most cases, you need a couple to bring you in. As a woman, you can get in alone, but a man, you need a couple to bring you in.
Okay, to keep the ratio.
Now,
some
what
of the
about,
clubs
because,
they be
you know,
invited,
Atlanta is real big on the whole, like, strip club thing. Have you ever been to, like, a male strip club?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Now, is it true that, are the guys there, a lot of the dancers really gay?
I've only been to, the only male strip club that I've been to in Atlanta has been a gay male strip club, and they I can't even say that all of them were gay.
There's an ungay male strip club?
I don't assume that all male strippers are gay. You know, I feel like they, you know what I mean?
I feel like a large majority of them. Like, widely large.
I can't necessarily speak on that, but the male strip clubs that I've been to have been gay strip clubs, and you know.
Now, do you like since you're not really flamboyant like that, do you like the clean cut people like you?
That I will say, like, that's who I've been dating. You know, I feel like I've dated a lot of like typical niggas that, you know, went to college like I did, regular jobs like I did, you know, place downtown like me and all of that. And I feel like it ain't been working because at the end of the day, you know, I'm accomplished, but I'm really a chicken head. And I need a thug like regular chicken heads.
Oh,
period. I need a nigga that when he say shut up before I slap the shit out you, like I need to believe you.
You like a ratchet? You like a hood chick?
Yeah, I'm definitely a hood bitch. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Period.
I mean, now, how do you feel about like people out here that are, because it's, especially here in Atlanta, it's a lot of people that kind of are on the fence a little bit, not really like download, but like these metro dudes, people that see, like you see, like.
I think that's totally different though.
But I'm just saying, like,
yeah, ask your question.
How? Yeah,
Calvin always trying to like cut you off.
Calvin, shut up.
Who is Calvin?
Calvin. No, like, cause I've always thought about that because, like, I feel like, you know, if you like dudes, wouldn't they kind of give you a weird vibe? Because there's some dudes in Atlanta that's like real suspect acting, like the way they keep up with themselves and the stuff that they'll wear. Like, you may approach them thinking that, you know, they like what you like, and then they don't. Yeah. So how do you like know, like you said, you have the gaydar, but To me, I'm looking at that. I'm like, that's real feminine how you acting.
Like I said, that's a good question. So I've been in this lifestyle for a long time. You know what I mean? So I know, like I said, that there's different kinds of dudes that's interested in dudes. There are dudes who are interested in like the more flamboyant dudes. There's dudes that's interested. Like, did y'all hear about the Dwight Howard situation when it came out? Like, for example, we don't know this to be factual, but my like Dwight Howard is a clear depiction of the kind of dude that I have in my mind that's interested in like super flamboyant, like niggas with hair and all of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of like dudes that's more so in the straight lifestyle that like that, and then like more so the people that's interested in me are people who are in the lifestyle. So like your RAs, all 5 of them probably would have been interested in me, and I probably would have been like, girl, lies.
Cause you want thug.
I want, like I said, you missed this, but I said
you like Karamos. You know who Karamo is?
Karamo, but y'all don't want no Karamo.
That's
You remember
the first
Karamo
gay thug
from?
I knew.
Nigga, let's first of all,
that was a real thug hit. That's y'all,
nigga. Remember,
that's y'all motto.
Nigga, hold on though. Remember, he was like the first black masculine gay dude
it
on
was
TV,
beating niggas up on
MTV, and now he like
that's
super whitewashed and like
I haven't
super.
seen him in a
Nigga,
while.
that nigga is on.
Yes, on Netflix.
And he's like super like white gay.
He's gay now.
Now is he doing that for the check?
He gotta be.
Nah,
I feel like his real self was on Real World. He was still beach. I'm not gonna try him.
Exactly. Yes, but that's
that nigga was big.
I don't remember that shit at all.
I need the nigga from Moonlight.
Yeah. Grandma was the first
nigga from Moonlight.
Yeah, I need the nigga. I cried like 5 times watching that.
You ever seen Moonlight? That's a good
one. And like a lot of I know a lot of straight. A lot of my straight friends who are texting me like, yo, I watched this Moonlight shit, like, and I was like kind of like asking me questions and shit like that. Like, I know a lot of straight dudes who have watched it. It's a decent movie, and they don't go in with the. Would you agree? They don't go in with the like. They don't go in with that.
Gay.
Yeah,
like he said, it shows you. It kind of shows you like, damn, these dudes.
Well, gay niggas
like
from the hood,
like just like dudes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I saw that enough on The Wire. With
buddy, yeah. That was so surprising. He was Omar
coming. He was like, shit, nigga. And they gonna kill you.
And his girlfriend looked like Slim.
Yeah. Just like that. And he walked outside. I'll be right back, baby. With a shotgun.
So let me ask the whole room this: Do y'all feel there's aspects of toxic masculinity? Aspects?
I don't know what you said.
You said something about ass.
This is classic toxic masculinity here.
Let me ask y'all. No, let me go. So do y'all think there's aspects of toxic masculinity that keep us, away from gay people and like keep us like locked in this box where we're not open to another person being gay and feeling uncomfortable? Like, what aspects of toxic masculinity do you think plays towards that part?
I think maybe the joking part of it, because I got a lot of jokes for it. But
so you think the jokes are the part that like it's dismissive to
maybe
what it really is?
Because like people might see this episode, but Keith was really joking. But anybody who know me, I really don't give a fuck about it. One,
yeah, because your energy was not like standoffish at all.
2, I'm super cool with it, and 3, I see it, y'all black to me first. So at the end of the day, if I see a gay brother getting beat up or whatever, I'm jumping in. I'm saying something. I'm gonna hold him down, just like that. Whether somebody think they gonna go, that's your boyfriend. Nah, he black. What you talking about? Like, because to me, like I said, it's like I said, Rob Redden. Listening to his news show for 2 years straight and hearing him transition from being straight to coming out gay.
Yeah,
I was like, wow.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I really connected with that. Like, wow, that brother was like just like us, and he had it deep down. He came out and then exposed the whole community.
I got you. Basic, man, you got anything toxic? I don't know. Do you know what toxic masculinity is, man? I don't think you do.
Not really.
So our next episode,
like he tried you, Ian. Like,
no, he don't. He really don't. Look,
nigga, toxic masculinity.
He really don't. Look at him. He don't know what it is.
After this question, look at Gavin's question. After this,
he don't know what it is. So I feel like most of our initial thoughts as men, like what we thought the idea of what a man is, was built off of toxic masculinity. It was built off of a society that men made, like basic ass men made.
Kelvin, get it right, please. Please get it right.
You gonna make me
Say
add
white-
color in
He
there or
gonna say
something?
white man.
You gotta say white man. You gotta say white man.
Okay.
Why black men are not built
Okay.
this system?
Okay.
You gotta say white.
What I'm saying is white, black, or whatever.
Don't say that because if you go
You
back
don't
to
think African? You don't think African
we
men
had-
has like a lot of toxic masculinity involved? Get the
Wait,
fuck out of here.
wait,
They're
wait,
more
yeah,
so.
They'll
No,
say
listen,
that women
listen
shut
to
the
me.
fuck
Listen to me. Listen to me.
All right, this
This
might be
to-
some
this
bullshit, but I'll listen.
This toxic masculinity promote queens as they women and will follow under the leadership of a woman. This toxic masculinity.
you trying to
Oh,
deflect.
listen, no. This toxic
You
masculinity.
definitely-
Listen, this toxic masculinity.
This is
put the-
deflection.
This toxic masculinity put the woman on the same level as the man, and their job was just as important as the hunter. The women used to gather, take care of the children, just like men used to hunt, and they was put on the same level as a society. Like us as black men normally, as a society, that's what we do. We promote our women. We uphold our women. We hold
Now,
down our
to me,
women.
to
There's
me-
white men who don't respect their
all
women.
I'm saying is
They'll trade a bitch quick for a
it's
younger
definitely toxic masculinity in the African communities. Get
Now,
the fuck
me,
out of here.
to-
You
to
can't
go
even
back-
tell me
It's-
that.
it's
Hold on, can we
homophobia.
focus?
It's
Can we
homophobia.
focus on toxic masculinity and just in the black community, separate from the African community?
That's fine.
Because
That's
I feel
what
like it's enough of that.
So that's what. So what I was saying is, I'm gonna come to you next, man. But what I was saying, like what we grew up with, the idea of what a man is.
Yeah.
It was based off of toxic masculinity. You know, it maybe
I
a
agree
white
with that.
man made it or a black man made it, but it was based off of dumbass. I don't need to express my emotions. I don't need to, you know, I can't hug a man, but I can dap him up easily. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? All those little things that was like, for what? It don't help us out. It don't help us move forward. It don't help us raise children. It don't help us as a community.
But are you trying to say it's just a man thing, or are you trying to say it's just toxic masculinity? Period. Because I also feel like
Wait, let me go.
Yeah,
Okay, I think women were indoctrinated into toxic masculinity too, and they perpetuate it too. They keep that shit going for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like if all women stop doing everything, they could stop us from everything. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like that.
I think that women kind of did.
They playing too toxic
What they
masculinity.
do what they did because like look at the sexual line, right? The gender line, the blurred line, right? Us as men, if we find out your girl used to have a girlfriend, hell, used to be married to a shit,
They okay with
you
it.
would still fuck with
They
it.
okay with
If
it.
a
Not
girl-
me. I would.
If a girl finds out that you held, if a girl finds out that you held a nigga hand
Too
too,
much different.
long,
Now they'll go hard no for that. Yeah, I'm against it because you got too many options. I'm on the options thing. You got way too many options. You
men and
been
women?
with girls and boys. You got too many options. I can't. Nah. But you know,
like,
like,
look at this nigga
it's like,
and
nah,
this bitch,
that's too much to deal with, motherfucker. You know, but let me hear your toxic masculinity thing.
I guess
Let
I
me
had a
ask you
little-
this.
hey, shout out to my mom, dude.
And let me ask you this too, and before you answer the question,
better answer
what
it.
is toxic masculinity to you? But our next episode with Galloway is gonna be on toxic masculinity. But I want to hear what toxic masculinity is for you.
Now, to me, I guess, I think the thing that I don't like getting into that conversation is I think the way, and I see Kelvin do that a lot. They act like everything men do is like, oh, that's negative, wrong. Some stuff is just natural men.
Tell
shit
me what's
that you
natural.
just naturally
Give
do.
me 3 things natural.
You naturally scratch your nuts, like you.
That's definitely
Okay.
not natural.
No. If it's
You gonna
dirty,
scratch
and you
your
need to
nuts?
scratch. You gonna
You
scratch.
scratch your
Okay, what
nuts.
else? Give me 2 more. Watch this. One of these gonna be toxic masculinity.
I mean, a lot of stuff is just.
No, say it. You got it in your head. You just don't want to say it, motherfucker.
Right,
Say
go for it, bro.
I don't like hugging. But maybe that's a black people thing.
This
because
toxic
white
masculinity.
people
That's the end thing.
No,
No,
that's
it's not. If
Bro,
y'all,
we
if
hug.
y'all, if y'all, no.
Bro, black
Let
people
him-
are communal people.
Let him finish. This is toxic
Who
masculinity.
you didn't hug? Me and you ever hug?
Bro, I hugged you at the goddamn bachelor party. What's about the New Orleans? When I saw you
hug me.
outside, I hugged you before we left.
Was it a hand
I
there
don't remember
first?
hugging you.
In
Oh, we
between
gave
y'all?
dap,
No,
nigga.
it was a come in, Brian.
Nah.
See in a minute. I hugged all y'all niggas.
Listen,
Every one of y'all niggas. I
Finish
hugged
what
y'all.
you're saying, but you're saying hugging. You don't hug niggas because you don't know why, but you don't think that's toxic masculinity.
I mean, I'm not saying
Because you
it's
feel like
not.
it's gay?
I just don't like the feel. It's
You
not
feel like
gay.
it's gay.
I don't feel like it's gay. I just don't. I don't like expressing myself. I guess that's.
So you think a hug
Like
is,
not even to your fiance.
No, that's okay.
but in another guy because you feel like it's gay.
I mean, not even a guy. Like even with you know.
Can we hug now?
No, nigga. even like with
We
my,
can hug, Calvin.
Listen, even
But look,
Yeah,
listen,
we can hug.
Listen,
Oh,
he don't
hell
look,
no.
look.
The setup. Hold on. What you call it? The setup. The setup. What's it called? What's it called? The setup. That's the set. The set is set. All black.
like,
No, you don't even hug Trey like that. What's up
oh,
with that?
he hugs me sometimes. It's like weird.
But you don't hug him back.
And I told y'all we already got into this on there. That I think
How
that
old Trey is?
he's 11.
11-year-old.
I think that comes
Your
from.
fiance son.
Yeah.
Like I think that
You
comes.
gotta
from,
hug him.
Like I
Yeah, you
said, I
got
think
to.
that comes from not having a father figure. So I wasn't used to a guy like showing the emotion. Like so, it's like
So I
all
can
I
get-
know
I recognize that.
is all
I
I
ain't
know
gonna-
is
I
I'm
ain't
a
gonna
dude.
lie.
Like I don't need to hug you. You'll be alright. I barely shake niggas' hands. Like you getting daps.
But that's definitely toxic masculinity.
I mean,
for sure.
it is, but it is what it is.
Bro, you
You got the 2. You couldn't even get the 3. You
Listen,
got the
but
second
this-
thing and it was
this the
toxic
thing, though.
masculinity.
Okay, like don't nobody. Let's talk about simple stuff like taking out the trash or holding the door, or you know, if you hear a scary sound, you ain't gonna tell your old lady, "Hey, you go check that out."
Holding
She
the
finna be-
door is toxic masculinity.
No. You
Those-
asked
this-
you
I'm
asked
just
with some
saying it's
actual
man- it's
men
man-
things.
Y'all, you like to call
It's not
every.
masculine.
I'm talking.
That is a masculine thing.
I ain't saying that
about
it's-
holding a fucking door for. She can't open the door. She
The
can't
ma-
hold the door.
The
you-
masculine
when you-
part is me catering to my woman.
That ain't you open the door for strangers.
No, let me
It's the
finish.
fact of
Let me-
us. Okay, go ahead,
Let me
finish.
finish.
I'm sorry.
Because this is
Protecting
the
I
thing.
don't- yeah.
People like to pick and choose what they want people to be managed about. Like different things. Like I said, if it's or even the whole chivalry, quote unquote thing. That's the good masculinity, acting chivalry.
Chivalry is not good.
Let me finish. But
Yeah.
people like
say
to
that for
harp.
Galloway.
Yeah, people like to harp on that. And like I said, I'll get on Galloway with that. But even with that whole post, I think somebody
coming
said
for you,
about the
Galloway.
walking on the side of the street. How it's like, oh, you a man, you supposed to hop on
Bullshit.
the side of the street. And I be like, no, because y'all can't pick and even with. I'm like, hey, if I can't, y'all can't pick and choose when I can be a man. If I feel like this is man stuff, if this is what I want to do, that's what I want to do.
Now, I will say when it comes to women, though, women will let you know where they fall in that spectrum. Like whenever I talk to a woman or date a woman, like they'll let me know. Straight. I ask that question: hey, are you traditional or non-traditional? I need to
That's
know.
because you hope to.
I need to know. No, that's just straight up. I need to know walking in. I need to know walking in because if you're not traditional, I can get with that too. But if you're traditional, I can get with that too. I just need to know walking in because you're not gonna
You
do
ready
both.
to adjust.
To his point, you're not gonna mix it up.
Okay, so,
No,
tell us-
people-
so on
everybody
this one,
mixes
I'm
in.
curious. Tell us like what kind of woman that you like.
Oh God.
Oh,
Because
well,
I'm
this
curious
is
to see if this
good.
going to prove
Well,
my hotel
let-
theory
well,
about
well,
my
well,
frat
let-
brother.
Well, let me let you
Lord.
know.
Ones
Let me
that
let
don't use deodorant.
let me first of all, let
Like
me let
Indy
you know-
Ari.
Let me let you know, I am unsingle. So my shorty, she's a traditional woman.
So when you become not single,
Unsingle.
like
This happened.
like a week ago,
It gotta-
yeah,
About a month
It
ago.
gotta be a month ago, cause
About a
look,
month
before
ago.
that he was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to find a brother."
Kelvin.
yeah,
3 episodes ago.
right,
About a
yeah,
month.
yeah.
About a month. That's about a month.
3 episodes
And she's
ago.
she's a traditional woman. Like she cooks, she cleans, and I
And you
like.
take out the trash.
I take out the trash. I provide. But see, I also do my part too because my mom raised me to clean and shit like that. So I'm not just gonna let her clean everything.
You're a modern.
Yeah, I'm kind of modern, but traditionally, like if she's off work and she ain't gotta work, I come home to some dinner. When she gets home in the morning, she makes breakfast. Like that she likes doing it because she's traditional. So I treat her in a traditional capacity. Now where she's non-traditional, maybe like when she's non-traditional is where I like compromise, where I like try to uplift her, put her in those positions because I have a daughter, so I'm raising a non-traditional woman.
Okay,
You know what I mean? But my daughter would still be traditional in the sense of she'll know how to cater to a man, like how I expect her husband to cater to her.
Okay. All right, but I want to hear your answer to the question about what role does toxic masculinity play in, I guess, men not being comfortable around gay people or the gay.
yeah. I mean, I think the example that you brought up earlier with Slim was perfect.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like that there are. I think that there are characteristics of masculinity that's just social norms, and then there's toxic masculinity, right? Like I don't think that holding the door for a woman or a man or anybody for that matter is toxic masculinity.
And
I do
who's the
think
white
that that's something that men has been reared to do, like, you know, hold the door when a person is coming behind you kind of thing. But I do think that there are things that are like toxic masculinity, like, and I always refer to the, you know, forgive me for the people who identify as Hotep, but I always use that as an example. Like,
Hey, what you mean by that? You keep saying Hotep. What's Hotep?
you don't even know what Hotep is?
Nah,
And you like classic Hotep? Like, Hotep is like,
How?
Hotep is niggas who like are like overly masculine. Like,
I don't think I'm overly masculine.
I definitely, all right. Yeah, you're right.
Nah, like actually, I take pride in
It's
like.
because you're aggressive and you talk loud.
But I know, I mean, like, even
yeah.
aside from that, like, Hotep to me is like a specific thing. Like, when these are the niggas who, like, you know, black women need to be like barefoot and pregnant, you know, catering to me, you know, like your role. They believe in traditional sex roles. My role in the relationship is to do this. Your role in the relationship is to do that.
What you said sounded a lot like
Yeah,
No,
you just like 21st century Hotep.
The role part, yeah, but barefoot and pregnant. Now I uplift my women. See, I'm Hotep in the traditional sense of I come. Hold on, listen, let me explain.
He is Hotep though. Let's be clear.
Sounded like R. Kelly.
Listen.
I don't even know what Hotep is.
No, if you don't say Hotep like that, if you don't say it in the traditional sense of me recognizing where I come from and my ancestry, we promote our women. We uplift our women. Our women are on a parallel with us. We don't put them down. They're our roles. Okay. But we don't put them down. They're just as strong as us. They can lead. I can take a command from a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when I hear Hotep, I feel like niggas who don't listen to women at all, who be like, fuck these bitches. Yeah. Like you said, barefoot and pregnant.
No, that's just disrespectful niggas. Like,
so?
Hotep don't necessarily have to be disrespectful. I feel like
I respect
my experience,
my women.
and I don't claim to know everything that goes into being Hotep.
Right.
Hotep is an official term. It's a group of people who identify. It's a group of black men who identify as Hotep, and I don't claim to know that I know everything about the Hotep movement. But I do know that, at least in my estimation, that there are some generalizations. They believe in like this like oversaturation of masculinity. Like, a woman is supposed to do this. My role is to do that. If you off on the weekends, you need to be cooking, cleaning, make sure that the kids is good. I'm supposed to be watching the game and taking the trash out.
Like, I ain't watching the game, but what I'm supposed to be doing is teaching and like uplifting you. And the reason why you're taking care of the kids is because naturally, as
that's
a woman,
your role.
The woman is the natural teacher. Like, we come through. Like, I'm under the belief that God could be a woman, very possibly, because we come through the way the universe is, the way we come through the canal. But they're natural teachers. Like, women, your mom is your first teacher. Period. Like, your dad doesn't hold you first. Your dad comes out, they hand you to the mom. You learn love from your mom. Your mom is your first teacher. So I would respect that from a woman. Like, that's your role. I respect that. I'm going to uphold that. And my role is to protect that.
I know, and for the ladies that's watching, this how they convince y'all to believe in this shit.
My God.
Like, they start with it like this. And listen, if you're not careful, bitch, if you're not careful, you would have bought into that. Like, you know, when you come to the canal, and I saw some of y'all in the comments like, yeah, we come to the canal, we hold you first. I'm supposed to listen.
That was good.
Listen, no. Hotep.
All right, man. Hey, man.
Unhotep.
Unhotep and unsingle at this bitch. All right, man. We gotta wrap this shit up, man. We gotta wrap this up. This was fun. Basic, man. Let's start with you, man. Just wrap up.
I learned a lot. This was, you know, y'all know I'm not as open as y'all.
You always say.
So wait, quick question before we go for Ian.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've always had in the back of my mind, like, Ian would be one of the people that would have like made me uncomfortable about coming out. Like, I feel like it would have been easy for me to tell Calvin, but I would have been like I would have talked to Calvin like, how do I come out to Ian? Should I like do it like individually? Should I do it like in like a group setting? I've always felt like Ian was a little like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
He hit it on the head. He got we see it.
What?
I'm not homophobic. I'm not. I don't want to sound.
I got black friends.
No, like me. Like I told y'all, I I don't really like. I've always been under the tip like I don't really care. Like
Okay.
it's what you do. Like I don't go around saying, hey, I understand like with me, I've come to understand that that's what gay people have to do to be comfortable. Same thing with black women with the whole black girl magic thing. I never really understood it. I was like, why do you have to tell everybody that? Just be proud. Like, cause that's how I am as a guy. It's like, hey, I just have to represent. But sometimes people have to do stuff to feel confident within themselves.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, do your thing. Like I told y'all, the only people I'm still uncomfortable with is transgenders, because I don't know how to look at you, because like I said, it's a weird feeling, because just naturally you just treat women differently than you do men. And when I'm looking at you as a big strong man with breasts, I'm like, and makeup and your face beat and weave, I'm like confused. I'm like,
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
That's
All
the only
Yeah.
thing I'm
All
uncomfortable
right.
with.
I had to talk to more women about that because I don't know how I feel about the transgender, because I feel like it's very confusing, because you were basically just a man, which is a part of this whole group that quote unquote oppresses women. Then now, as a man, you decide
They
I
identify
feel like I
as
need to
this.
be a woman. I
Yeah.
identify as a woman, so now I'm a woman.
Yeah.
So now you're part of this group that's the oppressed group. And do these women just accept you? Like, I had to, because women are on the fence about it themselves. Some women say they accept them in the movie.
I mean,
Some
I'm
women are like, nah.
I'm fine with them identify as you whatever you want, but I just want you to stick with, like, don't be switching back and forth and doing all
I don't
that.
think
Whatever
that
you
is-
want to identify as, I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'll treat you as that. But don't be switching back and forth when it fits you.
I
See,
never
it's-
understood that, because people like are cool with that when it comes to their sex, but people was mad at that black girl just cause, the white lady, just because she said she wanted to be black.
Oh Lord,
Hey,
you comparing it
I
again, man.
told you I wasn't tripping on Rachel that hard, because she ain't fuck with none but niggas. She was president NAACP.
Dude,
The only thing I gotta say, if
I
you gonna
wasn't
be
really
black, be
tripping on
black
her.
for real. Like Eminem, you cool, but when the police come, when they drag me out the car, they need to drag you too.
Yeah, that's my only issue with Rachel.
Period.
You don't need to check black on your senses. Like, be a white woman and stand up for us. Like, nah, these some good black people. Be that kind of white woman. Like,
Yeah, we need more regular white people on our
Yeah,
side.
don't revoke
Allies.
your white privilege. We need that.
we need people that's white, regular, old looking white people that speak out about cool. They cool with being uncomfortable. I'm tired of people that hate being uncomfortable. That's
Yeah.
keeping us back everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cause white people do the most, avoid being uncomfortable. They'll avoid anything.
That's
They'll pay whatever
fact.
money
That's fact.
they'll
I
pay
ain't
whatever
gonna lie,
money
that's
they
fact.
Hotep Kelvin coming out.
I know y'all thought Calvin was super
Yeah,
positive,
Hotep
right?
Let me shut up.
Let
Go to my moderating role.
That truth
All right.
came out.
Wrap
right?
up coming over here.
Both truths.
Oh,
Wrap
I mean,
up,
hey man.
Mr.
First of all, let me say this: my jokes, if they were insensitive, I will apologize. But the only reason why I joke is because I am comfortable. Like, I don't look no ill will towards nobody who's homosexual. I worked with homosexuals before. I actually been to clubs with homosexuals. Had
Got
great
friends
times.
that's black.
Like, I got friends that's black. You know what I mean? But I also, but the friends that's black, like we
Yeah,
just said,
yeah.
I'm an ally to, and I stand up for them. So overall, like, I learned a lot this episode. We had some great laughs. I like everybody commenting, and I appreciate Christian for coming on, man. Cause like, this is what it's about when we in the frat. Like, we still hold each other down. We don't look at nobody different. Like,
Hold
we
it
all
down.
siblings. You know what I mean?
On the set.
Is it on me now?
It's on you, Chris.
Yo, I appreciate this opportunity to, share a little bit about my story, and I've really enjoyed this conversation. For anybody that's listening, for those that's interested, if you're trying to figure out what I'm interested in, listen. You need to have been to jail at least once.
Oh Lord, this is
For-
his dating
and
profile.
not at Fed jail, at the state, like for a violent crime.
What?
And that's it, really. You ain't gotta have no job, no nothing. I'll take care of the rest of that.
wow.
You don't have to have no job?
I don't have no job.
So you like a
Be
gay
straight
hotel?
niggas sliding them
Yeah, gay hotel.
I mean, you said no job. Like, I have no job.
Not required. Nope.
Oh, what if they had kids? 'Cause I got a no kid policy.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
You good with kids?
I'm definitely
Hey.
good with kids. I'm great with kids.
This nigga right here, been hit one of y'all.
Nigga, everybody got like that gay guard parent. You know how like people got like the gay dude that's
they
it,
hold it down.
that bring good gifts. Yeah, we good.
Oh man. Well, yeah, this was fun.
It's like, yeah, the shit ain't, the charger not working. My shit's been on 13% the whole
Right after.
podcast.
Shout out to Taki. She over there the whole
That's my girl, man.
time.
Yeah, that's my girl right there, man. I think it's her first time joining the live, so maybe you'll join next time. Yeah, man. I just want us to, moving forward. I want us to like just move and like Christian kept saying it, man. Positivity. Like, if you're in a situation and with somewhere where you feel uncomfortable, like, how can I move forward in a positive way? That's what you need to think about. Like, fuck all that negative shit, because it's usually built on bullshit. So how can you move in a positive way, man? Bring that shit to everyone in your life, and how you gonna lose? You know what I'm saying? You in a situation, you got a beef with somebody. All right, how can we move positive away from this shit? Away from this bullshit. And that's the type of energy I want to bring to this shit.
Positivity, it's a movement.
Somebody said Ian looked like a funeral home director.
Reggie,
Shout out to Reggie, bro. Reggie.
hey, my boy still got it. Ask for Excalibur.
Fuck y'all be quiet. Reggie wish he could wear a slim foot suit.
Oh,
Your size
size 54.
54. You got a 54 regular.
54. This was great, man. I appreciate y'all boys having me.
Alpha Pie, man. Hey, man, y'all joke too much, man. I can't hang with Alpha Pie, man. We had Fred told us that before. Fred told us that. Fred was like, hey, man, I can't
yeah,
hang
man.
with
So our
y'all.
next episode is gonna be on toxic masculinity, man. I just want us to keep supporting our gay brothers,
sure.
and whatever journey they going through. You know what I'm saying? Just support that shit, cause that shit ain't gonna hurt you. You know what I'm saying? If you on the deal, man, if you wanna come out, nigga, my nigga, come out. Fuck that shit. For them niggas who don't care about that shit. You know,
And
if
if
that's
you
what
out
you
there-
want to do. If you don't want to do that shit, nigga, don't say nothing. Live your life, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
Do you,
So,
sis?
you know what I'm saying?
And last word, everybody out there, especially if you live in Atlanta, please know your status. Come get tested. If you need
My
to get
man.
tested, reach out to me. I can come
Okay.
to you. Shout.
That's
Yeah, it is.
homophobic. He assumed.
He did.
No, I said
don't mean-
everybody. I said if you live in Atlanta, know
He
your
got
status.
friends that's black, so
I
he
said,
good.
you asshole. I said if you live in Atlanta, know your status.
He's
Period.
always talking about HIV. You need to get tested for the other shit, too.
Right,
Nigga,
period.
they gonna catch your blood pressure, nigga. Check
Right.
your blood pressure.
You need to go
Check your
anyway.
cholesterol.
Yeah,
My shit was
y'all
high too,
niggas
man.
need health
My
benefits.
shit was high, man. I had to get that shit on.
That shit
Yeah,
be
yeah,
expensive.
I
The other
get
test expensive.
Which one?
Yeah.
All the other STTs have.
No,
nigga,
your
you-
insurance,
Come,
nigga.
nigga, you come holler at me. We do it for free. We do all of
TK
them.
all the
Ball
testing?
said,
Yeah.
she said, Christian, I need a gay godparent.
Chill out, bro. You got me,
Oh,
goddamn.
shit.
You got me. But the last thing.
Hey,
I want-
West Cash, shout out.
Yeah, last thing I want to say, man, y'all stop being like afraid. I don't know. I think it's a fear for gay people. Stop being afraid of that shit. That shit ain't contagious. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about being around gay people. Like, if you gay, you gay. If you not, you good. So fucking chill out. But appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Y'all make sure y'all click. I put some links in the chat, man. Follow that. We have a group on Facebook where you can help us come up with new topics. We also have the podcast. We have the Instagram page, Words with KB Podcast. So y'all make sure y'all follow all that shit, man. Thank you for the support. And y'all take it easy, man. Thank you again, Christian, for coming
Appreciate
through.
you,
My
Christian.
pleasure.
Man,
My pleasure.
Good seeing you, bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
now they put a name to a
We
face
gotta
and
get
you
some
being
drinks,
trash.
bro.
I know, right?
We gotta go get some drinks. How long you in town?
Till Monday, so you know I'm partying all weekend. Y'all, we partying tonight. I'm going to the club after this. That's why I was trying to. I'm texting my
After
friends
this?
like, yo, like yeah, I got my change of clothes.
What
in
you
the
doing
car.
tomorrow?
Nigga, let's hang out.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, one of the deltas. Speaking of one of the deltas
Nah,
from my school
probably
is having
same
a party.
one, bruh.
Same
Delta, look,
Listen,
same
actually,
Delta.
yo,
Wait,
Ian,
he's trying to make
seriously,
up for it.
Can you
single
come out
now?
tomorrow?
I can come out tomorrow.
Yo, can you come out tomorrow?
that is-
Yeah, she having a party downtown, man. Come fuck with us.
Hey,
Bring my
podcast
shirt-
in there.